system. Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
Alright folks, welcome back with day 3 of the Esports Club Presents Showdown Series Season 7, powered by Crucial by Micron, and of course our media partner Gossip.gg. We are back with yet another banger matchup, which is the second match of the lower brackets. I'm Kasode Babusta, this is my co-caster Auzora Aiden, and we're here to talk about the stats, the matchups, and the amazing moments that happens here in the Indian esports Valorant. So yeah, Azura, we did complete the first lower brackets matchup. We did get to see Team Asterisk proceed into the next phase of the lower brackets. But what are your expectations on the second lower brackets matchup that is happening right now?
Well, trust me, SHADOW FRAGS up till now, they have showcased some really good forefront, but against Covenant, they have to play it very, very well. So for now, Covenant is looking like a really good contender, talking about the second game, but things might dwindle. Things might go towards SHADOW FRAGS as well. So that's the thing, right? It's if, but, and so's. All of these things are soon going to be answered from their end itself. And I'm hoping to see a really good competition going towards the third map. The first one, we did not see the third map coming into the play at all, thanks to Asterisk.
Yep. 2 maps. First map was Abyss, and the second map was Haven. Both of them claimed at the hands of Team Asterisk, eliminating the opponent's side of Zero Frags. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, unfortunately being eliminated, Zero Frags will have to fight for yet another chance, which might happen maybe hopefully in the next few seasons of Showdown. But talking about Asterix, they're here in the lower brackets in the second phase, but we still need to talk about the second matchup between SHADOW FRAGS and of course the Covenant.
Of course, up till now, they have been both of them are looking very promising with this tooth and nail battle. But yes, talking about the brackets, we're going to understand a much better gist of what's going on. We're just painting a picture, but now comes the actual picture. We were just the artists, and this is our art.
Yeah, our paintings, as we try to explain about the statistics that we expect to see here, especially in the lower brackets matchup. We did get to witness Team Asterix once again proceeding to round 2, and of course the match that we will be taking a look into, Team SHADOW FRAGS versus the Covenant. Let's not forget, for tomorrow we'll be having our upper bracket semi-finals between Team 10-7 and Untitled, and of course the second upper bracket matchups between Team Amigos Esports versus 120 FPS. The loser of that matchup will head in towards the lower brackets round 2, where they would be either fighting up against Asterix, SHADOW FRAGS, or maybe the Covenant.
Oh, you never know. 10-7, Untitled, both of these teams are yet another combination that I want to go ahead and see yet again. It was a really good fight from their end against SHADOW FRAGS, and that's where SHADOW FRAGS lost with the 2-0 scoreline and went towards the lower bracket. So the story is right out there, right? I'm hoping that SHADOW FRAGS, whatever mistakes they have committed in the previous one, they can go ahead and fix. And same goes for the Covenant as well. They have been having that really good start, but eventually they're not able to convert it. That's the biggest problem for them. They're not able to synchronize themselves moving into the later rounds. They're doing good in the beginning, but later on, it's just that the energy is falling short, or I don't know. The entire team is having a big discussion on what needs to be done, but they're not ending up doing it.
Well, in yesterday's itself, I'm pretty sure both the teams have had so much time to practice on their scrims, just trying out new other strategies that could benefit for the team. So hopefully we'll be able to see that in the second matchup of the lower brackets between Team SHADOW FRAGS versus the Covenant. So once we head in towards the game, in which we just need to wait for the map veto itself. We haven't talked about the maps yet. We haven't talked about the agents. I mean, we haven't seen Pearl, but we did see Abyss though in the previous lower brackets matchup.
Oh, finally something new, We've been craving for new maps all across Ascent. We've already seen it so many times. Abyss was like a refresher. It was like a peppermint that you eat right after having dinner or breakfast. So right now, I'm just expecting and I'm hoping that it's going to be a really good map pick. Haven, we have seen it awfully a lot. And even though it's a really good 3-sided map, the only 3-sided map in this entire map pool, and I'm hoping that it comes into the picture, but in the second part of it, the first part needs to be something good, something refreshing, somewhat like Pearl.
Yeah, Pearl.
Precious.
Precious diamond Pearl. Although the map itself looks really amazing though. I mean, why not? Like many people love playing. Yeah, it's a diamond pearl. I know like both of them are like different things, but it's the way how I compliment, just why stick with just pearl when you can have a mixture of both diamond and pearl at the same time? Like it's a really great map all in all, folks. Like even jokes aside, almost all the maps that we talked about, Ascent, Bind and Split, these are like the vanilla maps. The first time when we boot up Valorant or we play Valorant, the first thing that we witness is the 3 new maps, right? Ascent, Split and Haven. And the rest of it, the newer ones, Abyss and of course the Pearl are the newer additions. And with those, we get to witness the newer agent, the newer agent like Harbor, in which we still haven't seen Harbor just yet. Hopefully in this matchup, we might see some changes. But I'm pretty sure on a lower brackets matchup, when elimination is at stake, it's really best to stick with the safer side rather than going in with risky decisions. And talk about risky decisions, I would say Team Asterisk did make their own risky decisions by, taking an Abyss, and they ended up winning it.
Well, true. They were like, let's just catch the opponent by surprise. Surprisingly, the first half was looking good. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna discredit all of those moves coming in from zero frags, but eventually it was their fate, man. They just could not go ahead and keep the same kind of momentum throughout the game. They lacked that motivation, and that motivation took them down. And in their own pick, in the next following one, it was Asterisk yet again. But this is history. Talking about the current one, Covenant, yes, they have been playing significantly good. They have showcased a lot of talent when it comes to against such a great team. 10-7. They did showcase at least 4 to 5 rounds coming in from their end, but later on they could not go for that journey of their own. So I'm hoping that now that the risks are already there at them, they're currently pushed right back. They have no safety cushion. Same thing goes for Shadow Frags as well. Once you don't have that safety cushion, right, you actually unleash your true potential. And that true potential, when can they unleash, or when are they going to unleash? That's one of the things which is still yet to be decided. The map veto.
Yeah, only time will tell, Aiden. Only time will tell. The amount of maps that these two teams would pick will be the deciding factor to see whether if they can push in towards the next pick. And speaking of which,
let's
just take a look at the map veto itself from the side of Covenant and of course from Shadow Frags. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually having a little bit of confusion because we have two teams with the same similar names. You have Shadow Frags and also you have Zero Frags. But talking about the maps, it is Bind, Split and Ascent. It's the 3 maps that bind us together.
All right.
Or maybe we might split apart, but in the end we will ascend and be in unison.
There's one thing. I love the way SF, Shadow Frags, have done their homework. They knew that Bind is one of the maps where the opponents have not explored the teleportation. So the smartness in getting the first pick right off the bat is going to be Bind. But then later on, we're heading towards Split. That's the place where I actually want to see how well this entire team is going to synergize and play their level best. If all of those mistakes have been rectified, they've already gone through the wards, I believe the Covenant might take the first map itself, the opponent's pick, but it's going to be their home ground. So still the questions are there in my head, whether they're going to get answered or not. We're going to soon see that. But here's the thing, right? With all of this speculation, there comes this one perfect criteria. The agent selection.
Yeah.
The meta. What are they going to be choosing? Is it going to be KJ? Is it going to be Cypher? Is it one of the places where they want more intel? Heavily orient themselves, play like a pivot, just wait out there, or bait out the entire situation? You never know. But it all comes down to that, right?
Yeah, it is. Like metas, the types of agents, and the way how they proceed in towards the side. It really depends on the way how the teams are, strength them up against, right? Especially with the agents, it depends on players' preference. If a player likes to, be more aggressive, sure, you can go in with Raze. Raze is a perfect duelist that can head out to A to B in just quick succession. If you want a really good controller that can help you in flush out those very tight chokehold angles, you can prefer having Brimstone. Brimstone's orbital cannon would either flush them away or get themselves picked apart.
Well, yes, but here's a question, right, Baba Gusta. The agent selection that you would want to pick in the map of Bind. What's it going to be?
The almost 3 to 4 days I've been saying the same thing about Bind, right? You need a specific Raze as the duelist. You need a controller like Bind. And it always differs around whether if it's a double controller comp or a double initiator comp. Double controller
would you opt for?
I would say that since with this with the recent matches that I'm looking at right now, the double initiators are currently winning more than the ones with the controller. So I'm just going to stick with the initiator since they've been since the win ratio of that composition is at an all-time high. I would actually stick with the double initiators. Good info, good access, really helpful for attacks, and also great support for defense, paired up with the helpful support that can be given towards Raze.
Well, all right. I will stick my guns with dual controller itself because dual controller every single time gives that benefit of the doubt. Whenever one controller dies, for example, Brimstone or you take an Omen, either of them, if they die, then Viper is going to be at that, just going ahead and doing her due diligence when it comes to the Viper wall or even her Viper's pit. Both of them equally lethal. It can stop the entire A main or even towards the fountain areas. I mean, surprisingly, if the opponents are planning on to rushing towards side B and they're heading towards the main and they're like, you know what, all of a sudden there's a Viper pit committed towards the site, they're not going to be choosing that site at all. So that's one of the things that I would love to see. So dual controller is what I pick alongside an initiator being Sova and Sentinel being Cypher.
Nice pick though. But for now, let's take a look at the head-to-head comparisons between the side of the Covenant and of course from the side of Team Shadow Reigns. We love to look at stats like this, especially with the stats that head in towards this Showdown series. So as we take a look at the as we take a look at Eros' side, especially from the side of the Covenant on the left side, we have Specs with a total of 31 kills, 2 first bloods, and of course we also have the let's not forget, this is the controller Aero who just recently played as the Viper, right?
That's
you even
why.
showed how powerful the Viper spit is in those certain situations.
I mean, that's the reason why I've chosen, Aero's composition, or for the likes of Shadow Frags. They always like to go ahead, take that double controller, and then seize control towards one or either of the sides. It depends upon the entire situation. But talking about the Covenant, they have been doing a lot of hard hitting, right? They've been doing a lot of heavy lifting alongside building themselves a good empire. To showcase all of that, they have presented themselves. They have given this opportunity and they have reached towards the top 8 teams in this Showdown series. And it's just the beginning, right? It's the beginning of the journey. The upper brackets did not go well. Yes, we understand. But now when it comes to lower bracket, how well can you perform under pressure is the question. Because if by chance either of these teams head towards the grand finale, how can they go ahead and keep that cool, calm collectedness till the very end? It's just a start at this point.
Yeah, being in the lower brackets means you're always on the edge.
Yep.
If you make one single mistake in which doing it in rounds is acceptable, but if you lose the map, it even creates even much more pressure, right? So let's take a look at the map veto as well, beside from these two teams. From the side of, actually no, not from the map veto, player spotlight.
Yes, sir.
From both the teams, from the side of the Covenant and also from the side of Shadow Reigns. So yeah, as we take a look at it from the player spotlight, we have Sonic, 27 kills, 4 first bloods, and 20% headshot percentage.
Man, he was the hedgehog for a really long time. We could see that in his gameplay itself. Being a breach, he was getting that early initiations for the entire team. But now is the part where he needs to go ahead and counter all of those utilities as well. I want to see how well can Sonic play this time around. Last time they could not go ahead and hold their grounds for a really long time. So hoping that things have already been sorted from their end. Because this is do or die for either of these teams, and whoever wins it goes further, and the competition is not going to be that easy. It's going to get fiercer and fiercer.
Yeah, the competition on the lower brackets will always be tough, and since Asterix showed that they are here to stay, proceeding into the semi-finals of the lower brackets, I'm really excited to see which team would Asterix go up against in the upper brackets matchup too, because you have such a powerful, it's like a very packed up team that in which in tomorrow it would be a tough competition that would happen from both the sides. But all in all, out of 8 teams that are competing in this brackets, only 2 will have a spot in the grand finals, and that grand finals is a best of 5, which means it's a test of endurance. The teams, not only do they have to talk about strategies and most of the stuff, they need to ensure that they keep their energies in check, make sure that they are consistent, and make sure that they're not fatigued, right? Because out of all 5 maps, if the fatigue gets you in some certain situations, mistakes can be made in those certain stuff. So it's not just about the psychological games that you play on a game like Valorant. It's also the physical state that the player needs to be focused on.
Well, endurance, yes, it's going to be tested. And all of that strategy, synergy, it's all going to be seen in the game itself. But 2 teams are still yet to be decided. We are going to take our... that wild horse which is running all free towards the grand finale, a step back and understand and assess this current situation, the matchup. Covenant, Shadow Frags. Both of them equally matched, equally skilled, and we are potentially gonna see the third map as well. And I'm hoping for it. The first one already being a really good pick. Expectations are gonna be there because the understanding that how Covenant has played previous to this, it hasn't been that significant. They ignore the entire part of getting inside the teleportation and head towards XYZ destination. But on the other end, Shadow Frags has been that team who constantly keeps moving around, keeps twitching, knows that there might be some play coming into the picture, and if they start towards the defensive side, then all they can do is anticipate where the attackers are coming from. If they're starting from the attackers' end, then I believe that the ball is in their court. They're gonna squeeze out the maximum value and then head towards the defensive side and then stop the Covenant.
Yeah, and hopefully with once we get the information on the map vetoes and also on the agent select, in which we'll be able to see the agent select right about now for map number 1 between the Covenant and of course Shadow Reigns. So may the best man win. The lower brackets, everything is on, and of course the map being on bind, you can clearly see a must pick agents, double controllers from Shadow Frags, and of course I believe it's a double initiator combo from the Covenant.
Yes, sir, it is. It's double initiator, double controller, alongside they don't have any sentinel. That's one thing that they're lacking. That's for the sides of Shadow Frags. But talking about the Covenant, they have every single one of them. They have a sentinel, they have a duelist, they have a couple of initiators alongside the controller as well. So I believe that their entire situation is currently looking like they can win the map. But you never know what Shadow Frags is up to because the initiators itself, it's a replication. Fade, yes, Prowlers all across. Haunt gives that perfect information where the opponents are going to stay. And Prowler, once you get Prowler, then you're nearsighted. You cannot see what's going on around you. But if the player comes close range to you, you can blow them up with a shotty. But you know that all favorite duelist, Raze, she's here into the picture.
Yeah, all you need is just a bit of a warm-up. Make sure that you'll be able to understand the Satchel Charge's physical properties, defying the laws of gravity and physics combined. All that's more than enough for Raze to secure an ace or two in a match like Bind. I mean, it's the most pick agents on Duelist, right? It's either Raze or basically Jet with high mobility, with quicker access towards the side.
You know, fun fact, when the game first launched, they had Raze, okay?
Yeah.
Same amount of things. Satchel, which is a blast pack, alongside the paint shells. But the paint shells, there were 2.
Yeah, there were 2.
And the paint shell not only does damage, it used to concuss the opponents as well.
Yeah. Concussion, I mean, even if you get concussed, you have those cluster bombs that just splits around. If you're nearby in the AoE, then you're basically gone. And that was how powerful Raze was back then. But right now she's been nerfed in a way. It's only you can only have 1 paint bombs, and if you do get 2 kills back to back, basically you can get a regen.
Exactly.
You can get another. You can get another paint bomb back. You'll be able to throw it, and yeah, you know what? We've been talking quite a lot. So how about we just check it in game itself? So second matchup, lower brackets between Team Covenant and Shadow Reigns. The winner will proceed to the next match, and the team who will be losing map number 1 and map number 2 will be eliminated.
Shadow Frags, what are they on to? They have done their homework, but is it enough? Have Covenant already deciphered what's gonna happen in the first map itself and get the lead is the bigger question. But for you all, there's a factoid. Bind is all about teleportations and strategy. The Covenant dominates here with precise side control, while Shadow Frags thrive on unpredictable rotations to keep opponents guessing. And that's the kind of guess game even we are doing, right? Who's going to win this one? You guys decide as well. Put it on the chat section. Tell us, who do you think is going to win this first map?
Yeah, we've predicted the agent select right, but we won't be able to predict exactly who's going to win. So let's see how well it goes out in the pistol rounds. Location's been revealed thanks to the haunt that the Fade has thrown. So they'll have immense information on players' whereabouts, so which means that the pressure will be given into a Suka. There's 2 players casually waiting for the opponents to make their play, and Deadly will make sure to get the advantage as soon as possible. The Prowlers will be taken out, but the pressure is still on from the side of SF. The Covenants are just making sure that that line of sight will be used, but alas, they forgot about the site being completely emptied out, which means in the side of Hookah, everything is covered up. Here comes the support in towards the teleport, and that's the spike dropped.
Spike dropped. And now Shadow Frags, what they're gonna think, they're just gonna go ahead and berate themselves. It's gonna be a flawless coming through the Covenant. They have for sure stepped up to the task of winning those pistols right off the bat. And this will help them get those early few rounds.
You know, if Shadow Frags have done their homework, then that means the Covenant has fixed their mistakes. Because like we talked about, especially with their matchup against Team 10-7, you did say that they didn't utilize a lot of the teleportations on map bind. Clearly in the first round, we get to see them, right? Especially when they were applying pressure towards Hookah, they knew that they're holding out, which means that the rest of the players are still present. But right now, talking about round number 2, the pressure is on in towards the showers. Good blinds, good attacks, good kills in towards showers that would pressure the side of Covenant, losing quite a lot of players in the process.
Well, true that. Now, it's all about the side execution, where Specs is already waiting inside the smoke molly right in front of him. He's not going to be treading that hot lava, but he has that one weapon which could change a lot of things. But look at SF, they're all ready for this task one by one. It's going to be a Thrifty being pulled right off. The Covenant.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's a big blunder. Spectre close range has always found their opponents. But here's the thing. The moment they saw so many players coming through the Shah's area, they were like, wait a second. We were not waiting for this. This is not what we were taught for.
Yeah. Usually when you execute the sites, it's always like either 3 players pushing in towards showers and 2 pushing in towards main. But no, all 5 of them just went head on and just applied. They just pushed in. The abilities were on point. Even the Raze was trying to escape, but he got caught from the Fades' ability. It was really unfortunate, but that pressure was more than enough to provide SF the win that they need, forcing the Covenant on a very broken weapons. When I say broken weapons, it's like the economy is a little bit broken, but they will rely on these trusty shorties, the sidearm. 2 shots, 2 opportunities, but they'll only be able to get 1 kill in the process. So the Prowler will be able to give good information, but will it be more than enough? No wall bang from the Bulldog that could help in increased penetration as we get to see SF securing their first kill.
And really, he needs to be very cautious, very careful, and indeed, he's going to be that arrow on the other end, opening the entire site wide. Muffin Senpai won't be able to do anything. And there goes the friendly wingman. For that post-round scenario, the last man standing, Specs. He does not have the specs to crush this one out, and the Boombot is going to give the information that this player is there towards the spawn area itself. The real, what's he going to do? Satchel all the way, reach towards the spot. It's a Frenzy. Frenzy has been buffed as well. Specs, he's still so cautious, but at the end, Sibril, he's just going to shut him down.
Yep. Initial pick, the wall bangs that you expected from the Bulldog, the information that they gained was just really well done. Being able to convert those information into kills is exactly where we get to see Team Shadow Frags secure their kill. And look at that wall bang too from the side of Subrail. He knew that he was going to, rotate back safely, and absolutely like really well done though from the side of Raze. Total of 4 kills, 2 more for Subrail to unlock Showstopper, and 2 for Deadly to unlock Nightmare. It always relies on who gets the early pick, as the Haunt won't be able to give quite a lot of info on the player's whereabouts, but at least he'll be able to get 1 pick. So Muffin Senpai, risky decisions, goes in for the peak, not a lot of damage being dealt around, so a lot of utilities will be expended on B Long.
It was a perfect setup. They were waiting for the point of contact. Gecko's already holding his dizzy, thinking about going ahead and popping right off. But unfortunately, their timing did not set right. Shadow Frags, yet again, onto their own shenanigans. They have a perfect idea that they need to start doing all of those pendulum swinging moments. That is heading from one side to the other. Viper wall up, and now they're heading towards the lamps area. No flex, he's stuck in the corner. He's going to be ignored right off the bat. Phantom is going to shine. He's going to get a lot of frags alongside Specs as well. But Flame, in the midst of all of that, he has gone all the way too deep. The frag needs to be on point, but Deadly, he shuts him down. That was a good try and a half. But all of that done and dusted, there is Thrash available. And the post plant is imminent. Pendrive heading towards side B, makes that post plant, forces upon the opponent, and he's waiting for the lineup. The mosh pit in hand. And the moment they go for the spike to defuse, he's gonna just launch it.
Yep, Mosh Pit will make sure to at least delay a certain amount of seconds. But after that, he needs to focus on taking out the two players. So he will commit for a Thrash. Here comes Thrash. Here gets the info. Will it get destroyed? Yes, it will. Making it even much more tougher. So here comes the Mosh Pit as well to deny the plant. That's the only second that he can deny on. So here comes Muffin Senpai, dodging and weaving around, bunny hopping all the place, securing the frag, taking out not only just the Gecko, but also Thrash as well in the process. 2-2 for TC.
Now the question is relying on this one. Deadly, he could have gotten his Nightfall, but now he has to wait for that orb as well. So it's a good chance where they're gonna enjoy this entire situation. But if they want control quickly, then there comes a showstopper. This was the part where Sabriel had to be a tad bit more quicker with his reflex. But other than that, the entire team was having a really good time controlling the damage which was already dealt upon. Pendrive, unfortunately, that 1v1 situation was not the right part for him.
Maybe they'll be able to make amends though. Once again, a beautiful lineup coming in the Mosh Pit. That's actually blocking the entryway of the showers. Walls, pressure towards lamps, and you can see Sabriel being so deep in towards the side. Finds one, finds two. Beautiful headshot. Needs to still find the player who's maneuvering in towards lamps, and that is the shotgun. No, actually the Spectre. Specs getting to take out the controller, but here comes the showstopper, thinking that the player is in towards lamp, but miscommunication. Here comes Flame and Pendrive, removing both of them, and the last from Flame to secure yet another attack win from the side of Team Shadow Frags. Although I have to say, from the side of Raze, there was a slight miscommunication, even though the Brimstone was still present. He was fagged out, but nonetheless a victory overall.
The beauty about bringing Viper in this map is that you can create a lot of deviation. Once you turn the Viper's wall up and you go shift walking, you're not giving any footsteps, and that's the kind of debate that these players are going ahead and initiating against the opponents. They can do it multiple times depending upon how many times the player is alive, and he can take that wall up or down. Flame for now following his way through alongside a good amount of utility usage, that is Dizzy. He knows that he can pick it right off, and this orb farm is going to help in the overall run.
Yeah, talking about it, especially with the ults, you have the showstopper from the Covenant, you have the neural theft, and also Nightmares that is currently present from the side of the Covenant. And speaking of Shadow Frags, they are waiting to make their mark. I believe they will make their presence known in 40 seconds or so, hopefully. But I believe this is basically a split push, and in that split push, the one kill, maybe the first execute, will be able to just instantly teleport and come back.
This is all a bait and switch. Look at the way the rotations are working through, but looking at the entire situation, it's very dicey. Muffin Senpai! You beauty, shutting down two players, and there was a follow-up as well. All of a sudden, the full buy, which was there for the opponent, is gone. And the Flawless is going to come through as well, alongside the Thrifty, both at once.
Yep. Thrifty, weapon upgrades, and also free muffins. From the side of the Covenant. Just take a look at that again in the instant replay too. Let's not forget, it was an entire full round buy. We did get to see the side of Team Shadow Frags taking quite a lot of time with their split push, hoping to get at least an opening pick or two. And once they did, they would eventually use the teleports to quickly re-aggress the aggression towards the side. Unfortunately, it did not happen. They didn't get any frags, so they decided, you know what, let's just relocate and push in towards A, and then the trap was laid. Not only just Thrifty, but also securing the round 2, equalizing to a 3-3 scoreline, as Shadow Frags will make another attempt to see whether if they can find a loophole in their defensive maneuvers.
They're taking things very slow now. All of a sudden, their entire bullet train has been derailed. Deadly good frags, and the duelist, he's off from this entire round. Shadow Frags, well, they're committing more mistakes now because of that entire round being a big flub in the previous one. And especially when morale is so low, you won't be able to accomplish multiple things. Might as well have that refresh and then think about this round. Duelist gone. Now the entire hope's onto Pendrive. Pendrive wins the fight and the opponent's duelist is gone for now. This is a big trade coming forth. Shadow Frags, how well can they execute this site as Cypher is already waiting towards Hookah. If he drops down, it's going to be a big blunder for the attackers, but Arrow from the back, he was just waiting for Snow to go ahead and take a move, but unfortunately, he cannot flex anymore.
Yeah, Nightmare is active, basically suppressing every single noises from the defense. Haunt will try to give some info, but not quite a lot. The Haunt will be destroyed. So is the Wingman, making it much more difficult for the Covenant to try to head in for the post-plant defusal. So from the side of Team Shadow Frags, Flame taking out Specs, important frag. Yes, so does Arrow from the backside, clearing out players one by one, which leads to Sonic in a 1v4 situation. Brimstone is very low on HP, but Pendrive just does it in style, picking out the final player on the side of the Covenant and providing the lead for the side of Team Shadow Frags 4-3.
If he stalled for a tad bit more longer, he could have dropped yet another weapon. But okay. That was a really good approach, but Snowflakes, he was lingering around towards that area way too much. Even though he had all the information, he should have watched his back rather than waiting through in the smoke and listening to every single thing and pinging it. Just step up, get those frags and help the entire team. That was one thing that was not seen, and now the early control towards A main itself. 3 players already aggressing forward and A site is completely open for the business. And that's where I believe the opponent Brimstone is counting upon. If he heads towards the site and knows that it's completely free and he waits for the opponents to reach inside one by one, Komi might get all of those frags.
Yeah, it's always, in the end, it's always about information and counterintelligence. So the way how the attackers could make their mark is just to provide some important frags. But yeah, right now, taking a look at their attempts towards pushing towards B, they are applying pressure. They are applying a bit of a pre-fire to try to flush out some of the players. But turns out they're losing time yet again. Let's not forget, they have Neural Theft, they have Orbital Strike. They could use those to deny plant. So they have to be careful. If they need to make a push, they need to make a push now at the 40-second mark.
Indeed. But the Haunt is waiting. It wants more information, and same is the Cypher doing, just to get that additional bit, that who's coming from his back. Because last time, the fate was so bad for him. Now, even though he's pre-firing all of those spots, he's not able to get those frags, which is a big blunder. But this blind for Pendrive has made things worse. Sending the Wingman, they're getting all of those frags, but it needs to be planted right about now, else things are just gonna fall right apart. 4 seconds, but before all of that could come down, it is gonna be Shadow Frags just fragging out and winning yet another round in an explosive stance.
Yeah, wallbang as well, and also I do have to give kudos for the Covenant as well, especially in the previous round where Snowflakes got himself picked out from none other than Arrow in towards the Hookah. Just because of that situation, all Cypher just said is like, you know what? Someone is actually behind my back. I need someone for that protection when there is an execute, and they delivered that. Especially in the previous round, you saw that Cypher was once again in the same position with the smoke, and guess what happened? There was one opponent arriving right at the backside of Hookah. Then what happened after that? There was 2 teleports coming in from their side, providing support for the Cypher. But unfortunately, once that site happened, once they got control of it, they lost the entirety of the site and only having Hookah control amongst themselves. So they almost had a chance, but in the end, it always comes down to the way how they executed, and that execute was just so well done from the side of Team Shadow Frags.
Well, yes. And with this individual gameplay and the way they just fragged out till the very end, it worked out for the best. But I know for a fact that the Covenant are no guests to such rounds, where they're just bringing in Sheriffs, half shields. Last time they got a flawless and a thrifty, but will it happen this time as well? Will Shadow Frags commit the same kind of mistake when they already know that the opponent's economy is in tatters? Muffins and Pie, way too aggressive. Komi right in front. The point of contact, it needs to be Sublime, but Komi, what a running shot. And there comes the second one as well. The entire backbone is already broken down, but Deadly, he has a Marshal right around the corner. And look at him, play to perfection. Did not give away his location at all. Flame, even though that happened, he's going to shut him down. And I believe this time the tables have turned around. It's going to be a flawless coming in for the likes of Shadow Frags. Can Specs go ahead and put a weapon down? He does. Last moment. Why would you take out your knife, Komi? Why would you do that?
Yeah, it wasn't even necessary. You got to be really careful. I believe he didn't had information regarding with Brimstone's, situation. Maybe he thought that he was going to arrive all the way towards the defensive spawn. So, well, no, he didn't get it. But on the bright side, he will get the weapon upgrade. So the only thing that he can do is at least try to get some exit frags, get out, save the Vandal, and hopefully in the next round they'll be able to get more kills in the future. So, but I believe he's actually going for an attempt to take out Sabrail, and just like that, he will get away. That's actually that's good value coming out of it. Even with the eco run coming in their way, that is a third player being gone too. So imagine the economy from the side of SF, knowing that this one single Brimstone just took 3 exit frags. One from the Brimstone, who was unaware of his position. Second, from the Raze, who they thought that maybe, Brimstone might have escaped. Well, guess what? He did not. He got the exit frag, he got away, and Aero was like, wait a minute, Brimstone might be in the site, and he also get picked out from the spot. That's 3 in the hands of 1. Even though they lost it, let's not forget, this was an eco round from them, and that was valuable.
True that. Why? Why would you do all of those shenanigans?
The lineups are also beautiful, though. I'm not gonna lie. The lineups are good, but still you make these mistakes,
The post plan, especially for the likes of SF, has been sublime. They have been counteracting upon every single intel that they get. And according to that, they're playing really good. But all of these economical situations are just going to make things far too worse. The Covenant on the other end, I can see there is that a boosted angle just to get that insight on where the opponents can head forward towards. It's just a tiny barrel, but the amount of information you get from that is amazing. Oh no, this is done for. This is done for. Muffin Senpai, he's been spotted right around that corner, but finally he finds that safety cushion, being haunted at the same time. He needs to win those battles, and he wins it as well. Flame been taken down, but there is that trade, and now the man got advantage, and all of a sudden the pendulums are swinging from one side to the other, but it's a post plant.
Yep, a post plant, but yet Snowflakes is still alive and kicking. The Thrash will catch off Pendrive, which means that they have information towards Lamp, but not Aero, who is still patiently waiting near the spike. But he gets picked out too. There goes your Viper Pit, but the Gecko is still alive. Pendrive, will he be the saving grace? No, he will not. The Covenant will survive in a 4-6. Almost having the opportunity, and also give this man a muffin, especially for the Raze. Molotovs and the pull, he was so caught, yet he was alive. He was like, Zen, nothing will touch me. And once the push happened from the fade, he just faded away.
Indeed, he did. But there was a big mistake in the previous round. And that was the commitment of Viper's Pit and then looking forward to see where the opponent is. Why would he do that? Just wait it out. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Muffin Senpai, good initiation, but there comes the frags, left, back, and center. All of a sudden, in a blink of an eye, it's a 3v3 situation. But can it go for a post plant? Can it go those miles? Snowflakes, this time he has a different kind of a trap alongside that flash. The Dizzy was timed to perfection. Aero, we have seen him go ahead, get all of those unforgivable tasks coming forward. But no, this time he won't be able to clutch. Aero, yeah.
Last round.
That was it. That's the 5th round coming in.
Man,
The Covenant,
yeah.
they have a round left. And it can either go for a 6-6 or a 7-5.
I love where this is going, Aiden. Like, I really do, especially in the lower brackets. You can clearly see the spot is on the line, and both these teams, they've given it all they've got. not just the lineups from Pendrive's mosh pit that actually blocks from either showers or from maybe in towards the side, but all in all, the way how they're playing is just really exceptional though. Here comes Thrash once again from the side of Team Shadow Frags, and the satchel charges, immediate execution, entrance, information of Cypher's whereabouts. Does he have info? Yes, Sabriel, boom goes the dynamite, but he gets stung from the Molotov. Muffin Senpai and Specs trying their level best to hold their ground, but alas, the spike has been planted, so is the time being ticked down at the hands of the Covenant.
Well, yes, Nightfall, it has come into the picture as well, giving all sorts of information, but there's only one ping and the other one is just lurking. It's a couple of players who are going in together. This can be big. Flame for now, he has been seized for the moment. And the mosh pit, it did give a chunk of damage, but where is the diffuser coming forward? No, the last moment switcheroo, caught with his pants down, utility in hand, and there I believe goes the entire round. It's gonna be a 6-6 and the first half is just perfect. The way the Covenant wanted is what they will get.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. They even had the orbital strike, which could have been used to deny post plant. But alas, the damage is done, and the Covenant will end the first half on a 6-6 equalizer. As we take a look at the scoreboard as well, once again, Muffin with a total of 13 kills, 10 to Deadly, 12 and 11 for Sabriel and Pendrive respectively. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next in the second half. The double initiators and the double controller combo, the attack went really well, especially with the Viper applying pressure in towards Lamp. The distraction goes really well because when you add that particular wall, not only you have access towards lamps, you also have access towards the teleport that can give you instant access towards Hookah and basically play mind games around them, like make them guess whether if you're heading towards lamps or teleports, in which we did get to witness the players from the side of Team Shadow Frags. They didn't use the teleport much, but there was a lot that was coming in from the side of the Covenant.
You know, this is very rare when I say that both the teams need this pistol round equally. It's very rare. And the situation is 6-6. Pistols will create all the difference in the world. Right after pistols, you have the bonus round. With the bonus, you can get 2 rounds back to back, depending upon whether the opponents are having a gamble stack or not. If they have a gamble stack, the odds are you might not win that bonus round. You never know. Tech pause for now, just to assess the entire situation. Muffin Senpai with 13 kills, and Deadly, he is on to 10, double digits all across. Same goes for Sabriel and alongside Pendrive as well.
And right now we just have to wait and watch and see how the side of the Covenant would respond, right? Like Snowflex's hold on the defense was looking good. Certain situations, yes, his hold didn't quite work out well as expected, but Muffin Senpai was also there for that the support from the backside. So even if the Sentinel doesn't secure a kill or two, especially in the post front, you do get to see that recovery being made from the side of the Covenant. So there was like a yin and yang effect where if one goes down, another comes back for the backup. But right now, with the role swap being in play, we're just waiting for the tech pause to come to an end. And once it does, we'll be able to proceed to the round. But before that, let's take a look at the factor that's been given around. Well, never mind. It just disappeared while I almost tried to look at it.
Yeah, from the shadows.
Yeah, from the shadows. Omen, what did you do? I think he just went out to get some muffins, you know?
No.
Muffins. It's just cute little muffins.
Cute little muffins?
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Yeah, they're delicious and they're cute.
Okay. Moving on. That's a really good Viper's wall. It dissects all the way towards the other side as well, but Snowflex for now, he's going to be flexing for the team. Gets the first pick. Shadow Frags, all of a sudden, they're feeling the heat, they're feeling the intensity. Right click needs to connect, but it's Snowflakes yet again. With so low HP, this man is doing God's work. Getting the control towards lamps is vital, and the winning of this chance will be that bit higher. Komi, way too low on HP. One shot, and this man will also crumble. He does. There was a backstab being initiated, but that backstab is not going to see yet another thing right here. Arrow, he is in bits and pieces as well. and the 7th on board for the likes of TC. The Covenant, right after pistol and that post plant, they're going to get a really good amount of bonus. Look at them. Whopping amount in the pocket. Alongside, they have full shields, not going to lie.
And here comes Omen back again with another factoid. The Covenant relies on clean, disciplined executions, but Shadow Frags bring adaptability and mid-game surprises that can break any plan. Yeah, I believe
so
Omen
far
just
it's working on you.
So far it's working on me though. Maybe the muffin had an extreme effect towards me.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all about the control, right? The control. It is swinging, but now being in the defensive side, you need to do something big. Pendrive is going ahead and getting his ultimate being farmed for now. And on the other end, look at the tries coming in to get the information, the insight onto where the opponents can be. But if that entire corner was empty, you should have taken that ultimate orb. That's right. I'm talking about Sonic. He could have done that. A couple of players still waiting around the corner, but the entire execution is heading towards site itself. Floodgates open, it's a post plant, and close by is yet another opponent. Snowflex, flick and a half, and Pendrive. He's been ejected.
Yep, 3 players left from the side of Team Shadow Frags. Both of them very low on HP, so they have to make their shots count. Headshots will be very crucial for the side of Team Shadow Frags in order to secure this post plant. But the way how the attackers are playing it safe, they're all the way towards the backside, but somehow Flame gets one, Specs and Deadly gets the other, leaving Brimstone all by his lonesome, and he'll get picked up from none other than Deadly. 8-6, the Covenant in a major lead.
Unfortunately, there was just one weapon that could be retrieved, and it did provide a good amount of value. Couple of weapons being dropped in the previous round. The Covenant, yet again, they have to invest in the following one. But here's the thing, right? There's a buy round coming in for the likes of Shadow Frags. So they're going to go ahead, showcase their individual prowls, whether it be Phantom or Vandal. Let's see what they can pull off from here. But on the other end, it's just those bonus buys on which TC is going to be revolving around. Earlier shooting down the horn just to deny all the information. And now the question is, how many opponents are there? Skrill, are you ready for the task? There comes the paint shell. They need to run away from that. But with that same pressure, there is yet another response just to stop down the entire choo-choo train of the attackers.
Yeah, with quite a lot of abilities being used, and Snowflex once again with the Guardian headshot. Here comes the neural theft, and here comes the danger from the side of Team Shadow Frags as their location has been given away, giving an easier access towards the site, realizing that the Viper is the only player. And guess what? It's none other than Arrow! No! Snowflex! What a outstanding headshot with the Guardian. Upgrades will be given, Phantom in hand, information towards the trap as well, but he overextended. Not a good way to be going out in a situation like this, but he did give the opening that TC requires.
Indeed, the entire side execution, all the enemies at bay, watching the floor go lava. Finally, they have the time for execution. Smokes all across, and Specs is getting those frags on right in front, and it's just going to dwindle around all the aim that the players could bring in. It is Shadow Frags yet again nullified in this following round, so the full buy did not work out for the best. And there comes the 3-round lead, which TC, aka the Covenant, is currently holding.
Yeah, you can clearly see the smile on Snowflex's face. Let's not forget, he got 2 Guardian kills and a third with the help of that trap. He was basically a lurk, right?
No.
Yeah,
He did not get the third.
Two Guardians, 1 with the trap, right?
No.
No?
He just got a couple of frags, and then he got fragged out, making that a situation of 4v3, and then later on, you saw what you saw.
What kind of muffin did I have today? I'm not quite sure.
Not the right kind.
Yeah,
You should have checked the expiration date on that.
maybe. Yeah, take a look at the abilities though. Orbital Strike, Alive, Muffin Senpai, a bit vulnerable state, so he's got to be careful. He's using his boom bot to give information, so he knows that there is player playing very close towards Lamp, and it's none other than Arrow, who just went in so aggressive to get the kill. Meanwhile, Wingman has secured the plant.
Well, indeed. Aero, that was a really good attempt, just gets one, and now there's all of that shenanigan that the backstab is going to be really, really good. Pendrive good for one, but ultimately the entire team is fallen down to just one last member. The Fade. What can he do? Will he fade away, or Flame is just going to spit hot fire upon the opponents? My goodness, they're forcing even the ultimate as well. The backseat and Specs for now is going to get that clean shot. But it's a really good round altogether. Orbital Strike, which is the entire attacker's best friend on clearing all of those crowdy situations, has been nullified. So entirely it's not a lost round. Plus, there were 3 weapons which were dropped, forcing the opponents to go ahead and invest again. But thanks to their entire economy, they can do that. They're not facing that economical crunch. But on the other end, there was a save in the previous round, right? There were like half buys, stingers, and shatters all across. So that did sting a bit. But ultimately, they're gonna get those weapons which they desire, cheaping out on their utilities.
Yeah. And also, we'll be having a tactical timeout from the side of Team Shadow Frags. So they're just gonna think about it a little bit. Since knowing that they're currently in double digits, they want to make sure that they won't make a lot of mistakes in the near future. So they're gonna take a little bit of a reset to ensure that what other utilities that they're present currently with Snowflex, who is on the top of the MVPs, the total of 15 kills, and also Pendrive with a total of 12. I believe they need to make a decision on what type of weapons that they need to pick. And an interesting changes here from the side of Sabrail, as he makes a decision to get in an op, followed up with a light armor. No, never mind. He's just gonna switch it back to the Vandals instead and rely on those abilities instead.
Yes. The start. The execution. The slow movement of the Covenant. Thinking about the master plan, how to go ahead
Right there.
and assemble themselves inside the site. They Z out just to get the information. It is clear for now. 10 seconds is what it's going to take for the second DC to pop out. But yes, the wingman has found the prey, and one by one the entire site execution is coming through. It's a good trade. And there comes the trash. It has been invested upon Komi. A big sidestep and a big blunder. Specs takes him down, just taking away one of the controllers. And look at them, the Covenant, waiting right around the corner towards the teleportation itself. Right after this bait and switch tactic, they're going to head towards Site A. But in Site A, there is one player still waiting. Sabrail, he has all of his utilities, and one by one, he's going to be utilizing it. Keeping the enemies at bay, Boombot right out, knows that multiple players are going to swing, he's good for 2, and all of a sudden, he has given that man count advantage to the entire team.
Yep, the denials are on point, so is the time being wasted, giving enough time
What?
for the defenders to head in towards the place. But wait a minute, Pendrive, he just came back out of nowhere. He gets 2 kills, and just like that, Team Shadow Frags ends up stealing the round away. What just happened? I definitely need to look at that in the instant replay as well, actually from the crucial replay. Man, oh man, the stalling time from Sabrail was so well done. The grenades, the boom bots, giving enough time for the defenders to come back, and eventually they did end up securing this round as well.
Shadow Frags, even though they have done their homework, they forgot about one thing. That even the Covenant are going to be ready when it matters the most, and that's what we can see. Their attack is not only phenomenal, they are also winning those individual gunfights. 3-round lead is what is looking like. Aero on the other end, he has committed that Viper split towards main area just to stop from all of these enemies' entrances. On the other end, if they're planning about heading towards the Shars area, then yes, there is an entire recovery plan for it, forcing the hand of the attackers to move towards only one direction, that is towards side B.
Yeah, but they're not going to make their presence known yet, as the Viper Spit will force the players on the side of the Covenant to think of different ways to engage but looks like they want to challenge the Viper's pit. Is this a good idea? Unless and until if a Cypher's camp could detect Viper's positioning, then that could cause for an extreme wallbang that could help. But here comes Nightmare. So is the rest of the utilities. They are going all in on the A side, forcing Viper to go all the way back towards the lamps and wait for the Covenants to make their presence known. The satchel charges from Muffin, secures one. So is Deadly in towards the showers, and Muffin Senpai providing pressure in towards the lamps somehow gets picked out from none other than Pendrag. And here comes another Nightmare once again from the other side. It's 10-7. Trash is still available. It will be put to use. Flame gets picked out, and it's all up to Pendrive. 1v2 situation. He finds one. The smoke helps him to be in cover. He finds the second. No, he does not. It will be Deadly with a triple kill as Team Covenant or the Covenant securing yet another round on attack. 11-7. 2 rounds away of securing map bind.
Oh boy. The previous round was a big blunder. First off, where are those whiffs coming from? My God. Could have been a really good moment, but Snowflex, he just kept his cool, calm collectiveness till the very end against Komi. And that's how you win rounds. Forcing the enemy's hand to go ahead for all of those broken buys. They're forcing themselves. They're going all glass cannon weapons. This can be a big blunder. Corners not to be checked, not to be raffled with. Muffin Senpai, he's running away from there. The Seize does come through, leaving down the fellow member on 1 HP. Look at the aggression. They're not giving the real estate for free. 3 players clustering together, waiting for those trades. But now they're heading back. They know the push is coming in towards side A itself. Those corners, it needs to be on point. Classic right click. If it lands, it's going to deal a lot of damage. Sonic on the other end, he's the lone warrior who's trying to change the fate of the entirety of the team.
Man, it's rotates after rotates, especially from the side of the Covenant, as Sonic is providing a good amount of information. He knows that the Viper is currently having Judge, which is not really good in long range. He finds one. The entire B side is clear, but Fade is still currently in pillars. How would you deal with those situations? Well, guess what? It's the all-certified classic shot. Headshot to take out Sonic. Weapon upgrade is in, but the post plant is where SF needs to do something about this.
But through that, the elbow area completely fortified, and one by one they're heading forward. Deadly, well, he has intentions to go ahead and shut down the enemy team, but look at the way the Fade is playing Flame all this time. He had that weapon and now he's making it shine, but at the end, for how long? As Specs is gonna bring in the cleanup crew, and there comes the 12th on board. Last round for the first map to finish with. Potential last round. I'm still going to be giving the benefit of the doubt towards the opponent. That is going to be Shadow Frags.
Yeah. It's 11-7, and of course, from the side of the Covenant, 12-7 on map bind. And taking a look at the scoreboard as well from Deadly. It's 20 kills. Double digits, all 4 of them. 20, 18, 16, and 15 for Senpai, Specs, and Snowflex. Man, Snowflex's performance have been so impactful in the second half. Getting those important frags, getting that opening picks, and opening the doorways to Narnia.
I would say gateway to hell for the opponents.
I mean, it's either heaven, hell, the closets of Narnia.
Well, true. The closets are going to open up and it's going to give a lot of things to us. But okay, it's Christmas season.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
So gifts it is.
Yeah. I'm actually will be waiting for gifts. So, but yeah, tech pause it is, as we still need to wait for the players from, I believe one of the players on the team had a disconnect, but he will be back as soon as possible. But yeah, talking about the ultimates, I would say that Sabrail has the showstopper. So hopefully if they find a proper, attempts, say like a denial of push that has been happening, they've been rotating quite a lot. So if that showstopper can put to good use, maybe we can witness a multi-kill.
A round or two. After then what?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm asking. After then what? Because the difference is a whopping amount. It's 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm. 5 rounds.
And even if this round goes for the likes of Shadow Frags, just one mistake might convert that one round that is needed currently. Just one mistake.
One mistake.
5 chances.
Yep.
And in those 5 chances, we have seen those mistakes coming in 4 out of 5 times. So the chances for the likes of the Covenant to win are high. It's 80 to 20. That's the ratio that I can figure in my head. And this round needs to be super, super important if they want to go ahead and achieve that comeback, where I can see Komi is already way too low on his HP. The max he can do is force in a trade, but being a controller, being the man who goes ahead for those smokes inside the side, and for the team, it's going to be tough for them to go for this call.
Yep. Once again, Snowflex is providing enough amount of distraction in hopes and dreams that they would be able to catch out, but turns out it would end up being his downfall as Sabrael goes in with an aggressive attempt. He gets one. Here comes the teleport, and here comes the answer for SF, not even leaving an inch. It leads to Deadly. All by his lonesome to clutch a 1v4 situation. Desperate attempts, and especially for SF, it's 5 rounds, 1 opportunity. He finds one, but he doesn't get the headshot. What just happened? Flame gets away with a kill, and it's 12 to 8, still favoring for the Covenant. So instead of 5 rounds and 1 opportunity, it's 4 rounds with 1 opportunity.
All right. 20% is already gone. That 20%, they've already gotten themselves a really good chance. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ouch, that hurts, man. I thought he was
2 body shots. Just 2 body shots.
You know, I thought at least he's going to get 1 kill. Deadly is sitting at 21.
Yeah.
But with that aim?
I mean, mistakes were made, but all in all, I have to say, Deadly, it was just very unfortunate, though, to be in that situation. But yeah, all in all, oh my goodness, the Bucky working out so well for Muffin Senpai. Here comes the response of Showstopper. It doesn't get a frag, but it does with the Phantom, securing a headshot to take out the duelist. But the push needs to happen. Execute will be made from the side of the Covenant, as when it comes to the man count, both of them are still equalized. The Nightmare is in effect, so is the Mosh Pit that will catch the Initiators. Spike's been planted. They have the orbital strike, they can play around it, and here comes the denial as well. Immediately, once the plant comes into play, the Stingers will work its mark. Sonic doesn't have information on the second. It's all up to Specs. 1v3, and he gets dismantled. And just like that, Team Shadow Frags gets another win on defense. Would you look at that? The major upset that we do get to witness here between SF. This match is not over yet.
They took a timeout, right?
No, they didn't.
They did.
No, they did.
Yes, they did.
Am I having muffins or you are?
Yes. In either which case, the entire tech pause was to assess what's going on, and they're doing it so well. My God. Okay,
Yeah.
way to go ahead and prove me wrong. I'm a big fan now. I'm all of a sudden a big fan. Well, right after the reset, they have just charged themselves, saying that it's okay. It's all right. We know what they're doing again and again. They're at 12. It's all right. Let's just go ahead and get those rounds, the crucial ones. Right after this, the economy of the Covenant is going to be crunched.
Yeah, it will. It will, and it is so problematic because if they lose this round, there goes their economy, and so is forcing back the first round. What just happened? The Initiator Gecko was trying to get away, and that exact timing went in for a double peek, not being able to get the trades as well. And just like that, we get to witness SF having a Thrash available, which could be so helpful in those executes. And for the Covenant, very low on HP for the Brimstone. Orbital Strike was already being used, and the Nightmare will also be placed, forcing Flame in a very tough spot, and Snowflex will make sure to get that kill.
Oh yes, there's a backstab being initiated as well, 1v2 situation, and the spike has been retrieved. They're heading all the way towards A itself, and same goes with the defender, Pendrive. I feel like all the strategies have been leaked. He knows exactly what needs to be done. Shoddy shot right across, Mollet, and he just throws in his Mosh. There is the switcheroo, and now the Covenant all the way towards side B. They're going to enjoy their time, go in for that post plant right about now. But Pendrive, it's a big task for him to go ahead and accomplish. Misses his shots, and from there on, the chances are slim to none.
Yep. No ultimates from any of those sides. It's always just a dream. They're already prepped ready with the line of sight too. So once Deadly sees the head of the gecko, I believe they think that it's just the wingman. They're actually sticking it.
They're dead.
And Snowflake just easily picks in, gets the shot. And just like that, we will witness the first win that will go at the hands of the Covenant.
The Covenant, yes, it's a good start. And Bind, well, they have prepped this time, man. They have prepped it to perfection. They were using frequently the portals as well. They were teleporting themselves towards side B again and again. And then at the end, right, they knew that the opponent is going to be towards the side itself. That's like the most obvious moves that you can ever see through. And then later on, the switcheroo that was unexpected, where Pendrive was stumbled upon and later on crumbled by the weight of two players and a Prowler charging at him.
Yeah. And of course, especially in that final rounds, it was a very tough decision though. But all in all, the Covenant have recovered and they'll be able to secure map number one map away of securing the next spot of the lower brackets. But they still have a chance, right? Especially not for the Covenant, for the side of Team Shadow Frags, because their performance was absolutely exceptional, especially when they were on attack. The lineups from the mosh pit was just so really good, especially in towards the showers. The lineups were good, the executes were on point, the walls from the Vipers, the Viper pit from Aero. It was a job well done from them.
Till the very end, he was finding his meaning of purpose. He was still finding it around that corner. First off A main, then towards the side right after the post plant, but could not hold it till the very end. You have a phantom, you can easily become a phantom. But no, he chose to peek right around the corner. Think that, okay, fine, there's one player who shot at me and he's already way past me. No, there was yet another one right around the corner. It was Muffin Senpai. Yes. I know why you're smiling.
So no, I was just smiling because you said anyone can become a phantom. So if Raze becomes a phantom, can I become a phantom too?
Yeah, you can.
Like a ghost phantom or like a weapon phantom?
No, like a phantom, like an actual definition of phantom. The one who takes risks, the one who brings food to the table, that kind of phantom.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it's like double meanings, pun intended, guys.
Pun
but
intended.
in which case, there's like this moment, right? Let's just head towards the crucial moment first and then carry on with our conversation. So there was this one moment, right, exactly where I was expecting that, Aero is just going to stay inside the Viper's pit and go ahead for those shots and wait till the very end for the point of contact. But it did not happen. He got a bit too antsy, overstepped, and from there on, it was all the demise. And you know what was the game changer? The second half, the pistol round, where the Covenant were prepared for any kind of stunt which comes in from the opponent.
Yeah, especially the performance of the Cypher at the side, from the side of the Covenant is just, he keeps getting, especially from Snowflex, the Guardian shot on the second half as well, pistol round, getting multi-kills, and the round next to it, he gets another opening. He was like a game changer for the side. And Sabreli, once again, hats off to him. He did his best level to provide those openings as best as possible. They were on defense, holding his ground. Even the grenade usage and the boom bot to waste a lot of time definitely did help the team arrive just at the right time, especially with this example. The paint bomb, the boom bot, helped stall. His main focus was to not get kills. His main focus was to stall enough time for his teammates to arrive just at the right time so that they'll be able to, hold those important angles once they make their approach.
Tommy, man.
Yeah.
This was the part where I thought that Tommy was ready for it. But why would you hold the lamp area while you're the controller? And play freely. Have a backup. And that's what I don't think so that the Bucky would have shot the second man. No, he would have been instead fragged out.
Yeah.
So those kind of trade potentials were not seen moving into those second half. And it was very passive movement from Shadow Frags. Very passive.
Yeah, but all in all, I have to say that the first map being an end, we still have 2 more maps to go, right? So what is the second map that we're going to see from the sides of the Covenant?
Wait, I didn't get your question.
Wait, the second map, which is split, right?
Yes.
So split will be the second map.
Yes.
From the side of the Covenant and of course on the side of Team Shadow Frags. So if if the Covenant wins the second map, then this would also end up on a 2-0 scoreline. But both of them have been given a really great performance. So let's take a look at the scoreboard as well for the first map to get to see the detailed stats of all these teams.
I'm hoping for something big in the next one. It's not bad to keep hopes, trust me. But the way my hopes have been shattered since the first game and the second one as well, it's all kudos to Snowflakes that they have broken the backbone of Shadow Frags. Every time this man was the one who's lurking in the shadows, thinking that now is the time to strike, and that was the golden hour for him. So yeah, most of the time he was getting those frags for 5 kills, being one of those crucial things which he has brought back into the picture for the entire team. And this shows that the entire squad was ready for it. There's only 2 players in both the sides. One Sonic having single digit and the other end Komi having a single digit.
Yeah.
I know the days have not been that great, but we have seen something better than what we have just witnessed from the likes of Komi. Sonic, yes, he also has been one of those players who heads towards those double digit of numbers in kills. But I don't know. In the first game, I believe he was just warming up. Next game, we can see the actual action. I want to look at him being the hedgehog that he is and swiftly run around here and there to get all of those frags. But talking about the MVP of the match, it's going to be Snowflakes.
Yep. No flex. Flexing his muscles as well, especially on the portrait as well. 20 kills, 5 first kills, 15% headshot, and of course 3.4k damage. Currently the MVP of the match on map number 1. Really excited to see what's going to happen on map number 2 split. But all in all, I still have to appreciate Deadly as well with a total of 22 kills from his end too. But unfortunately, he wasn't the MVP, and it was none other than Snowflakes, the Sentinel, who was playing as the Cypher. Really did deliver those explosive entries that helped them proceed with post plant.
He was always given this task of lurking, and that's right, Sentinels get that task every single time. If it's a Sage, then it's something different. You have to stick around with the entire team and then block off all of those areas where players are planning on to executing or heading towards, and later on, if the entire team dies, it's okay, then you can go for your solo mission. But if it's Mars or Mercury, in both ways, it can fall apart if it is not a 1v1 situation. But in any which case, the next map split is going to be super vital for the likes of Shadow Frags. The first pick has not been that great, and in the second one, I believe it's going to be a robbery coming in.
Yeah, I can understand though, because that was the first map was the Covenant's pick. Now on map 2 it's Shadow Frags. But before we start map number 2, folks, we'll be taking a short little break, and we'll be right back as soon as possible.
Hello guys, this is Ekam Sai from gossip.gg. With me I have Specs from The Covenant. How are you feeling right now?
Hello. I'm feeling great actually. To be in the invite slot, it feels amazing.
That's really great. We are glad to have you around. So we'll start the questions. What do you believe contributes to the strong chemistry and camaraderie within your team?
The strong chemistry builds up when we are like playing together. So when the teams actually teammates, so when they're like playing together, they've developed chemistry. It doesn't come like dynamically, it comes naturally. So if your playstyle matches with your fellow teammates, and if an IGL can piece the players together, that's how you can dynamically change and then adapt.
Okay, that's great. So contemporary to that first question, I'm gonna ask, how do you support the individual growth and development of your team members?
So as a captain, I have a responsibility of checking up on my teammates, learning their point of view, understanding what they want to do, and then making plans according to that.
Okay.
Our play styles are always dynamic. We are basically one of the team that works solely on. We develop plans according to the opponent's utilities, our utilities, and so on.
Okay, that's great. So the next question I'm going to ask is, what strategies or tactics do you employ to excel on specific maps, such as Haven or Ascent or any map that works in your favor?
Okay, so in that case, what we do is we figure out what our strong point is. So let's say if our Sentinel is more strong on a certain map, we'll play it more Sentinel focused. And let's say if we are playing a map like Haven, where 2 smokes can be a differentiator, we can work on that too. So that's how we change up our lineups, and it also varies on the meta, because Valorant keeps changing now every now and then.
That makes sense. The next question I'm gonna ask is, how did you get started playing Valorant, and what drew you to the competitive scene?
before Valorant, I used to be a Counter-Strike player, but not a professional player, but I used to participate in like casual tournaments and stuff. And then I started to see that Riot Games came up with Valorant, and I just know how big the League of Legends scene is. So I knew that Valorant is going to be something big in the FPS genre.
Yeah.
So because of that, I started to get started from the beta. I started to grind. I got Diamond 1 as my first rank.
Okay.
That's the highest one you could get at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So then I started to grind. I made teammates, understood the chemistries change, and now I'm here.
How have you prepared for this specific tournament, and what are your expectations?
Our expectations are always number 1 slot.
Okay.
We are always aiming for the number 1 position. For that, we are working hard. We are developing our team chemistry more stronger. We are developing smoother comms so that we can cooperate properly. Also, we are changing up our strategies based on map changes and agent changes. That's what is basically driving us confident to get to the next stage.
So guys, this was Specs from the Covenant. All the best to you for the matches, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
All right, the first game is over. Map number 1 already going in the ways of the Covenant. And Covenant, well, it was unexpected, man. All of a sudden, they're like shifting 5th gear and being like, you know what, we're gonna go for the cruise control. And they cruised all the way through towards Bind. First map, done and dusted. Second map is gonna be the reckoning time for the likes of Shadow Frags. And I'm hoping that Shadow Frags are prepared for it. I'm hoping. Because it's not their pick.
It's not their pick. Map number 2 split would definitely favor for the side of Team Shadow Reigns because they're the ones who picked the map.
Yep.
But all in all, the way how the Covenant has been, winning map number 1, I'm pretty sure that confidence will follow up all the way through map number 2 to ensure that the victory will be theirs all the way to complete the lower brackets matchup 2-0. But all in all, Decider can be a way to bring much more hopes from the side of Team Shadow Reigns. We did get to witness the really good performance on Bind, but all in all, it didn't quite work out well. So hopefully on map number 2 split, maybe we might be able to see a lot of changes coming in along their way.
Hoping for the same thing, man. Hoping for the same thing. They're already lost one map. And if they lose yet another one, it's going to be a big, big loss for them. Not only this entire tournament, they won't be able to play. They're going to come towards the next one. But there's a silver lining for every single thing, guys. You're going to learn and then go home, or just keep learning and then keep progressing forward. It's on you what you guys want. So yeah, Shadow Frags, for now, if they want to go ahead and shift those tides, then third map is where they have to take things to win a scoreline of 2-1. Other than that, it's going to be a 2-0 coming in. Because yes, the Covenant right after the first W, they're going to feel confident. They're already getting all of the aim duels right as well. So if the same thing continues, right, if it goes like a steamroller, then I believe the Covenant might snatch this one through.
Yeah. Map number 2, Bind. Although I'm quite intrigued to see what kind of agent picks do we get to expect to see from both the sides of the Covenant. We already talked about our predictions for map number 1. Yes, we did say like having a Brimstone controller is a must, having a Raised Duelist is a must. But on split, I would say that there might be some slight changes. Hopefully on the controllers end, maybe having Astra would definitely help for the Cosmic Divide, going in for the plant, helping to block things off in towards mid. Or maybe a changes on the Sentinels, having KJ, the turrets, the lockdown that would help them in slowing out attack pushes, or maybe on defensive maneuvers, which could definitely help in on a map like Split.
Most of the time I've seen Cypher being picked as the Sentinel, Omen being picked as the controlling agent, because Omen provides all of those deadly moves as well, right? From the shadows. Imagine from the shadows, there's this entire site open and you're just letting your beloved duelist go away towards site A and lose his life. The spike is down. Yes, the entire team will think, oh, wait a second. That's the brownie point right there. Let's just go ahead and hold this till the very end. There comes from the shadows. From the shadows, he takes the spike, heads towards side B. Free real estate. That's like the 1000 IQ move I have seen personally. And trust me, it's mind-boggling. So that's the kind of plays that you can go ahead and play. So also there's this one factor, economy of the entire team. Either it makes or breaks. Third round so far has not been great for either of the sides. We have seen a couple of games already. The first one, yes, we have seen 2 maps, and in the second one, we have seen already 1. And in that as well, we could see how the economy is just going ahead and dwindling towards the very end. So I'm just hoping that moving forward, all of these things are going to be assessed, rethought upon, and then in the maps, they can go ahead and implement it.
Yeah. Once again, it really relies on these 2 teams, because both the teams are currently facing the danger zone in the lower brackets of the Showdown series. So every place is a must. Every mistakes could lead an inch closer to elimination. So they got to make sure that whatever plays that they do, whatever strategies that they discuss in this next 2 to 3 minutes, they need to make sure that they keep, they make sure that they would end up emerge victorious. So talking about map number 2 split, once again from the side of the Covenant. The Covenant have secured map number 1, and they're looking to close things off on the lower brackets, finishing it off in a 2-0 scoreline up against the side of Team Shadow Frags. But all in all, it is really confusing from my end, because when it comes to predictions, like I said, predicting agents is not a big thing for me, but when it comes to predicting which team would win, I would say that we could go all the way towards the deciders.
I'm hoping for the same thing. Expectations versus reality. How hard will that wrecking ball hit us? That's soon gonna be justified. Covenant, yes, they already had a really good start. First map onto their name. Second map can be an easy peasy lemon squeezy as well for them because it's their pick. They're prepared. Of course, that's the reason they have chosen it. But talking about the agent selections, all of those permutation combination, how true is it gonna be? I'm betting on a breach coming in as well. Come on, breach. Come on, breach.
Yeah,
Breach.
looks like the...
I've been breached.
Yeah, my mind has been breached though, because you have Sky from both the sides, which
wow.
is a really great agent when it comes to information gathering, thanks to its trailblazer and the guiding light. But it's just a visual. It's not visual indicator. It's just an audio indicator. So there's a little bit of a difference, but it definitely helps you with securing most of the points thanks to its concussion effects that the Sky can deliver. And talking about the rest of the agents, you have Deadlock as a sentinel from Shadow Frags. Really interesting. Followed up with
very interesting.
I believe that's a Viper on controller. It's a double controller once again from the side of Shadow Frags. Interesting matchup here coming in from both the sides.
I don't know what to say now. The difference between duelists, one side there's Raze, the other side there's Jet. Good height advantage, verticality can be into the picture, but Deadlock? Why?
I mean,
Deadlock has not been tried in this particular map. Shadow Frags, you're taking a big gamble. And on the other end, Snowflex, he's just sticking with his guns. He knows that he's the best Cypher out there. He gets the information for the entire squad. He knows the lurk gameplay as well. He does not have to fear about the tripwires. He can easily become Caramel. Caramel has become that benchmark in the map of Split. So, I want to see Shadow Frags. This is very interesting. It's a gamble of their life, of the entire tournament.
Yeah.
And I want to see how strong they can put forth the fight.
Yep. Let's not forget, they are facing at the brink of elimination. So, I mean, at this point, I could say it's speed versus defying the laws of gravity. Speed being the Jet, and of course, you get the gist.
I get the gist.
Yeah. It's just
Even
the
she
Raze
defies gravity, by the way.
Yeah, Raze does defies gravity, and what's more important is the Jet is. But no, Jet she just like blinks, you know, it just reaches to the destination. It's like speed.
But after hitting the updraft, she glides. That's defying gravity. Raze actually, once she uses her satchel, she falls right down.
Yeah.
That's imminent. But talking about the player spotlight, guys, let's just go ahead and shine some light on them as well and understand what they have been doing.
Yeah, usually our banter just keeps going on over and over again, but let's not forget about the entire matchup as well. So taking a look at Pendrive, a total of 3 first bloods, 45 kills in total, and of course 24% of headshot. The total of 214 from the side of Team Shadow Frags. Pendrive has been a really a very valuable player on the side of Team Shadow Frags, delivering important picks. I believe he was playing as Gecko at that time while he was playing on map Bind. There was some really good, lineups that he actually learned to ensure that lineups which were really crucial on most of the executes. So all in all, it went really good. But for Shadow Frags, like I said, they're currently facing eliminations, and like you said, I'm very afraid that if that Deadlock pick on Sentinel might end up being their downfall, but who knows, maybe they could prove us wrong.
I'm afraid and both excited. This is such a moment, but guys, without a further ado, let's just directly head inside the game and understand whether one side Deadlock is gonna work, or is it gonna be the time for Snowflex to flex his biceps of Cypher.
Yep. Agents have been locked, so is the map. Map number 2 Split is unlocked. Covenant versus Team Shadow Frags, with the best team win, and hopefully we might be able to see an amazing matchup that will happen right about now. Starting things off for the first round, the pistol rounds. Really excited to see how this agent composition would work between Team Shadow Frags, and also a little bit of a factoid from our end. Split is all about controlling mid and working the verticality. The Covenant structure gives them the edge, but Shadow Frags' unpredictable plays could turn it into chaos. So Let's not forget that this is Shadow Frags' map pick, so it could help them be in their favor. We're starting things off in the pistol round. You can clearly get to see the Viper's wall already being placed in towards B, creating that distraction, thinking that maybe that execute could happen all the way towards the B side, but the presence from the side of SF is already been known. They know that the mid control is so important. Here comes the Trailblazer, here comes the backside of Sonic, realizing that there will be more than 2 to 3. It's best to wait for them to make their mark, while Deadly is still patiently waiting for that line of sight.
Indeed. Waiting till the last moment. There's the Viper wall. And the moment it goes up, the entire execution is gonna come upon the defenders. The Covenant, are they ready for this? Flick of a wrist, Sonic gets the third one as well. He's just stopping every single player, left, back, and center. There's the pop flash, but in that through, Sonic, he has gotten the fourth one. What? He was stuck. He was on the crouch animation, but still this man knows how to frag out. Last man standing. Will he meet the fate? Or is it going to be something else? The ace comes through Sonic. What a way to start the first round itself. Look at him celebrating, roaring, and telling that's the ace for me. And the first round for the likes of the Covenant.
Yep, the power of acceleration will lead Sonic with an amazing ace on map number 2 split. Round 1 at the hands of, on the side of from the side of the Covenant. As the side of SF going to be even much more difficult, as they will be forced on an eco round, having only Sheriffs and Ghost in hand from Pendrive, Flame, and Sabrail. Let's see how well it would work out on their attack side. You can clearly see their presence being shown around. I believe they're not going to go in for a push just yet. They'll be playing for picks, see some information, so they'll show a bit of their presence known in towards mid. So taking out Muffin Senpai would be their best concern, but currently they have a Stinger in hand. You've got to be careful. You also have Specs waiting for them to arrive right at their crosses, but you have a lot of smokes that is currently blocking the line of sight, but there is a slight hint, and that is more than enough to provide the information. But wait a minute, Muffin, acceleration all the way as the grenade will force the Sky to go in towards the other side. As Flame gets one, Muffin Senpai had to force in on a reload, and Specs really needs to be careful. He finds one, the jump peak doesn't work out, and here comes Snowflex all the way from the back to provide the help of a teammate he requires. 2-0, as Covenant will only lose 2 players in that round.
Can I get a drop?
Still have the money. That's the point. You still have the money. You can bring in all of your big weapons. Talking about Shadows, Buckies, the bonuses did work out for the likes of the Covenant and SF, Shadow Frags. For the first time in this first half, they have their buy round. Because earlier on, they were denied of it again and again. 2 rounds gone. Now finally they have the chance. Mid control from the attackers needs to be on point. But there is yet another play coming in. I believe this is going to be a perfect pop flash, but eventually it's Sabrail just dashing away from harm's way.
Look at the presence though from the Covenant. It's just forcing the side of Team Shadow Frags to fall back, saying that it's not worth it going for the attack. Here comes the guiding light to provide with some information, but Sky just says, you know what, I think there's nobody there, and it's best to just stay put, wait for them to make their move. And looks like Team Shadow Frags, yeah, they're waiting for it.
It's a great setup, but if Snowflakes gets a bit more antsy and he's expecting something different, then the outcome is for sure gonna be negative itself, nullifying one player. But there comes the entire counterpart. Sonic, the first round was sublime, but now he's been shut down, shunned to death, as it's gonna be a post plant from the likes of Pendrive.
Yeah.
Specs, he's right there at heaven, and he's waiting through that smoke. The moment it dissipates, that's where he's gonna plan to start hitting his shots. Specs knows that there's one player heading from the ropes itself, and he's holding it down to the wire.
He's just way deep into enemy territory, as we clearly get to see Omen. Once he makes his presence known, he will get picked out immediately. But wait a minute, Muffin Senpai just jumps in, finds one, Specs gets a really great value out of it, as Deadly with the Sheriff in hand, very low on HP, and somehow he gets away in just 23. The Sheriff does its work, but not enough for Flame's Phantom. as we get to witness Team Shadow Frags secure round number 3 on
Now
Split.
just dig in and climb up.
But there's a huge economical dent, right? In the previous round, there were a lot of denials coming left, back, and center. 3 players' weapons were dropped. It's thanks to the win that they get those credits. And still, Shadow Frags have that fighting chance for this following round. Komi, he had to cheap out on his decision of getting a full shield. He has gotten that regen shield. So if he engages in a fight, his shield is going to replenish.
You know, I'm not going to lie, I would say that the Covenant would have played this really well, especially on the bonus round. You know, play accordingly with, the line of sight in which the Sky really did focus to go all the way from the backside. But hopefully, those mistakes shouldn't be made once again, as Specs once again applying pressure, gets 2. This is so valuable. The control of mid is all his, and so is the control on pillars as Flame tries to take out the Raze, in which he will do it, but it's not more than enough. Here comes Snowflex, securing the final kill and also the lead, which will increase at the hands of the Covenant 3-1. As the Seekers is available, so is from the Shadows in the hands of Specs. As we take a look at the side of Shadowflex's abilities as well, they also do have Annihilation, hopefully. Annihilation and from the Shadows available from them as well. So it really depends on the way how they would look into the situation though.
For sure. The attackers are having a tough time. Economy again going down. We have those half shields right across. Yet again, another lifeline for this particular round. And look at the Covenant, man. They're so confident in an opponent's map pick. Mind you, this kind of confidence is going to give them all of those rounds. They are Seekers, they are from the Shadows, the expensive recon, which can be easily utilized. But Flame is going to catch Deadly, overstepping his boundaries. Mid-control yet again, sees Sabrel going for a really good swing, and he does not miss because he has that Blade Storm activated. 4v2 is what the situation looks like. It's dicey, it is very intriguing at the same time. There's one fight which can unleash right in the middle, and Specs, he takes that perfect shot onto Sabrel, shutting him down. 3v2, but a post plant.
2v3 situation. Covenant currently facing the major problems from their end, as they don't have the man-count advantage. They still have controls on Heavens, but not a lot of information towards players' positions. So they gotta be really careful. Smokes to block lines of sight. There is one Komi who's patiently waiting. Sonic doesn't have guiding light, so he's going to push it very deep and dry. He finds one. Now the entire site is compromised. They got to be careful. There is still one holding on the Heavens, but he's not anymore. Sonic is still going to stick it. He finds another one, but doesn't get the other because both Flame and Arrow was present at the Heavens, and that was more than enough to secure a win on the hands of SF.
Second round in. The lifeline which was given, it's successfully reciprocated. And it's a good round nonetheless. Deadly made a big mistake right off the bat, thinking that every single player from the likes of the Garage has already headed forward. But no, that was not the case. There was still one man lingering around, that's Flame. Gets that easy pick, controller down, and later on, sheer execution. Deadly, last time he was playing amazing, but now look at him. He's completely isolated. He just has one frag. It's like the moment from initiator to controller, the roles have been swapped. He's all of a sudden baffled. He's dumbfounded.
Yeah. Now with both Annihilation and Seekers available for Shadow Frags to increase the odds of securing the site, this will be even much more problematic as Deadly. He chooses to fall back. Almost all of the utilities have been expended. Only the showstopper from Muffin Senpai could be the make it or break it moment. Plans will be made. The Shorty will secure one as Deadly slowly inching closer towards the site. As Pendrive still has the Annihilation. I believe the Annihilation has already been used. Won't be able to find any effect, but the showstopper, it still hasn't been used just yet because there is a huge lurk that's coming around. Snowflex, just a pre-fire to secure that kill, reducing the numbers. And here it comes, showstopper. Will it find one? Yes, it does. So while leaving his life, Deadly, and he finds the final one as well, providing the win that he needs. 4-2. the Covenant a really well defended post plant.
3 players constantly pinging that no, you go first. You get your ultimate. It's alright. I'm gonna go ahead and farm. And at the end, it's Deadly who diffuses that spike.
It's like Oprah saying, you get an orb, you get an orb, you get an orb. Everyone gets an orb.
But eventually, there's only one guy who gets the
Yeah,
orb.
that's
I get the meme reference.
it's
It's a good one.
it's fair competition. I mean, it's just only one orb.
But not fair with the weaponry, right?
Yeah.
Sheriffs all across for the likes of Shadow Frags. On the other end, look at them, so healthy, having phantoms, vandals, and every single thing that they need, except for one guy who's already cheaping out on things, even though he has the money. Specs. He's like, region shields are enough. I know for a fact that the economy is not that great. And that's what they're capitalizing upon. Get that early insight towards mid, where the opponents can be. Smoke screens all across, but in the middle of all of that, there comes the chaotic move, the paint shells. It's going to flush all the players, force them to head towards the ropes, and from there on, it's going to be Specs just going ahead and showcasing his individual talent, one by one, picking off the opponents. And there comes a flawless for the likes of the Covenant. It's like they did not have to do anything. The enemies just came right in front of them. They're like, it's solid. Come into the arms of chaos.
Yep. And also, the other guys would just say, hello from the other side. Not to worry, you still have a chance to come back. But yeah, well, not timeout will be requested from the side of Comet to ensure that most of the mistakes won't be made again.
That reminded me of Adele.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but unfortunately, just too much
I have
nonsense.
I have the song stuck in my mind.
Yeah,
It's like an earworm.
you're welcome.
Why would you do that?
You're welcome. What can I say?
It's a loop, guys. It's a loop. I hope you guys don't fall in it.
The never-ending loop, folks. Again, another factoid. Split demands quick mid-round calls. Shadow Frags have clutch potential, but the Covenant's discipline could lock this down. Even the factoid is like, you know what, maybe Covenant, they might break this. They might end up winning the second map. Come on, I want to give hopes and dreams for the side of Shadow Frags too. Why not?
Me too.
Me too. Why not? Shadow Frags could come back.
I don't want it to be a moot point.
It's all just a moo statement, huh?
Yeah, I just don't want it to be that. Factoid, for this time, I would really like to nullify you, and I'm hoping that Shadow Frags goes ahead and gets this map. Hence, forcing things to the third map. See?
Maybe, who knows? Maybe the factoid might be right. You never know. Yeah, but
Always challenge. Always challenge.
always a
brother.
challenge.
Wow, okay. Challenge met. Requirement unset. Deadly sends back a couple of the players thinking that you just came back from spawn. How about you go in and come back in the next following round? He has the Viper's Pit. He can go ahead and commit that as well. The Sonic sensors right outside in the open. What were you thinking, Sentinel?
Yeah, not a great way though, especially with that execute. They've already lost two of the players, two of the most important duelists and the controllers out of the picture. As you can clearly see, Muffin Senpai closely arriving in as Specs. Comes back at the nick of the time, taking out Pendrive, clearing out the flanks, clearing out the entries, and now they're trying to find the rest of the two players that are currently available, in which Snowflex is just patiently waiting, taking out Arrow, which leads to fading. He will be able to get one. Paranoia will take out his line of sight, and also Specs to confirm the kill. 6-2 as the Covenant will secure a massive lead.
Why was Aero looking towards the ramps area? Why was he doing that? He had his beloved teammate right there across. He should have done that heavy lifting.
He was ramping up the rush.
But what? Why? The cloud burst, the timing of the utility, and look at Specs, my god, going way too deep in the enemy's uncharted territory, and later on the follow-up. It was so good. And he does not need to spend on anything because the Paranoia comes back itself in the next following round itself. My goodness.
Yeah. Trailblazer once again for info. You clearly get to see the aggressive attempts coming in from the side of Shadow range once again, and here comes the aggressive attempts of their own. My goodness, the Covenant!
What?
What is that explosive entrance? His Specs just keeps popping off. 3 kills, confirmation on the spike, 6 bullets left with the Phantom, low amount of HP to the Viper. Shadow Frags. Oh boy, this is not looking good. You can clearly see the angry Specs just jumping around, trying to find the kill of the final player, but alas, greed gets the best of it. As the Sheriff secures a headshot, but they still have the confirmation on the spike. They have to be really careful because they don't have a lot of information regarding which of the players, but Aero still have the hopes and dreams of the headshot, but no, he just peeks around.
Hello?
What are you guys doing?
Deadly!
Finally gets the final kill. Okay, it's still a 1v2. Please don't give away much more kills. All right, wow. Whew. All right. That was just too close for comfort.
That was disastrous. What was Deadly thinking? He thought if he left and right strafes, he's gonna get his angle right. No. You're just giving more room for the opponent, Aero, to go ahead and hit his shots. And the Sheriff does sing songs, man. Sing songs of death in close range. Don't give that opportunity, especially once you see the enemy called Aero or you spot an opponent Viper. It's of course gonna be him.
Always make sure to respect your opponents, folks, no matter what.
We saw that the hard way, man.
Yeah, we definitely saw it the hard way. You never underestimate the powers of Aero, even if he's a controller. Location has been revealed once again, and Snowflakes will just be like, you know what? Just info, thank you so much. Let me just get the early picks and also the spike round, which will be done, but no, denied again. What is happening?
Why are they going in for that open plant? Safe plant. That's a perfect sweet spot. Muffin, he did think about heading towards the side itself. And drive things can be possible. He has the annihilation as well. Don't use it right now. Don't use it right now. And that's a big blunder. He goes in for the post plant. And look at the location. It's known. It's known. Deadly swings right across and gets the frag. Pen drive is gone. He's not there anymore. Sonic going in for the defuse, and well, to start things off with, the plant, the decision making is so questionable for the likes of Shadow Frags. They've been doing the same kind of mistakes. They're getting the real estate towards the site, and first off, look at the tripwires. If you know Cypher is there towards the site, skedaddle. Keep switching around, making work for it, rather than just serving the kills on a silver plate.
Not only just that, especially when you're going in for an open spike plant, control heavens. Provide distractions towards ramps. Make sure that the main focus from the side shouldn't be theirs, but focusing on the round at hand. You can clearly see that once again it is Covenant who is defending. They're just winning mid-control over and over again, giving no chances for the side of Team Shadow Frags to basically just fall back.
They're not able to open themselves up. They're not getting the room or the space. Spike fallen all the way towards mid. It's been guarded by all sorts of defenders right there. And 2 men is what the likes of Shadow Frags is looking currently at. Getting that room, getting that control, but all of that for what? You can go ahead and make that perfect play of using from the shadows, retrieving the spike and heading all the way towards the side. But for that, Aero had to work. For that, Aero had to get that frag. And now, once he's already fragged out, Snowflakes, he's constantly keeping things in tab. He knows that the player's going to be spotted as well. His legs are seen. And now it's Snowflakes just mowing all of the opponents down one by one. Mid control, gone. Side control, not seen. Shadow Frags, what's the plan?
Last round before the role swap, and I really hope that Team Shadow Frags will have some good response though. Taking a look at the replay once again. It was a 2v4 situation, and all Snowflakes had to do was just wait for the players to arrive right at his crosshairs. 18 kills to Specs, 7 kills to Flame. This is not looking good, especially in the first half of the series, knowing that the side of the Covenant, they are this close of reaching 2-0.
The entire lot is heading towards A now. Getting the ramp control, heading towards heaven, it's a good plan. But in this plan, they need to get those frags as well. Muffin Senpai denies one. The other one's going to be easy. The trays are coming off, but it's all from one side itself. Muffin Senpai, what on earth did I just see? Did he team kill Deadly? He did.
Yeah, it was deadly.
The showstopper.
It really was deadly.
It was. The showstopper stopped the entire career of the Viper. And now they know where the opponent is. Having the information, I know it was a misclick. Komi, what can he do? He's going in for the spike. And that's a good plan, but he's heading right towards B itself, where the entire squad is heading. He's blind as a bat. He has no idea what's going on. Sees one player. He's not shooting. He sees the other player's barrel as well. He knows that the player is right there, but Sonic, look at him. Oh my god, that swing was so distracting. The Covenant, they're running away with rounds in the first half. It's finally over. Shadow Frags is like, now is the time to go ahead and embark a new journey. A journey of comeback. But will this comeback happen? Because it's 8 miles long.
Okay. First half, 10-2. Covenant almost close of reaching 2-0 and proceeding to the next phase of the lower brackets of the Showdown series. The mid control hold from the side of the Covenant has been so powerful that they didn't leave a single dent in those challenges. What would be the response though from the side of the Covenant? No, they're not getting mid control. They're just rushing in towards the side entirely, except the Sentinel, who is slowly waiting for the rotates to happen. I believe that's exactly what's happening. Knife? No. That did not happen. All right. Pendrive will be able to use it with the help of the classics. But let's not forget, Deadlock will also win the gunfight up against the Sentinel. But will it be more than enough for SF to secure this post plant?
Oh, Hero. He is not going to miss this time around. 25 HP is what he's left with. One shot's coming all across. Deadly. He's still going ahead and being that perfect anchor. Peaks all across. Senpai, it's all on him. He has a boom bot as well. But eventually he's going to fade away. Pendrive. Finally, we can see a ray of hope coming in for Shadow Frags to get more rounds. Well, the pistol is already secured. But here's the thing, man. There's always a silver lining for the Covenant. That they have gotten the plant down. They have the bonus for that. They can force their hands and bring in all of those weapons. The one thing that SF is fearing currently.
I mean, I have to say, the pen is mightier than the sword. A quad kill.
Even economy.
Yeah?
Even economy is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, even economy is mightier than the sword. But yeah, all in all, I have to say, like, Pendrive, a really great play coming in from his end. At least providing some good economy, just like you said, in the second half. More than enough to go with a good amount of weapons. You can clearly see that in the scoreboard. A Phantom from Aero who wants to lock in. You even have the Outlaw from Subrail, Pendrive and Flame with Bulldogs. And of course, last but not least, Komi with the Spectres and Regent Shields. You need to make sure that you have at least some good utilities for the controllers, because half of the economy, especially for the controllers, goes for their abilities itself. So hence making it a little bit expensive, but that expensiveness has great value out of it. So right now we'll be taking a little bit of a tech pause as the Flame is unfortunately disconnected, but hopefully we'll be able to give him some time, and once he comes back, we will resume back as soon as possible.
Surprisingly, it's not Muffin Senpai who's fragging out for the likes of the Covenant. It's Specs, the controller, the Omen, who's currently proving himself to be so lethal that no matter what situation is thrown at him, he still tackles them down. That's the power of being a deadly Omen. And especially when you talk about the lore, the character already seems to be so powerful.
Yeah, so powerful. And at the hands of a right player, the amount of damage and havoc it could wreak across the map, it's limitless. It's endless. It just needs a right player and the right controller mindset. And that is more than enough to have destruction across any map that Omen could go through. But also he do need support of his teammates, right? So hopefully he'll be able to, provide help. Once again, cause chaos, destruction as usual. But yeah, once again, bring it back. Second map, let's not forget, the Covenant are currently in a massive lead. It is 10-3. They've secured map number 1 bind, and they are here to end things off on a 2-0 matchup. forcing an elimination on the side of Team Shadow Frags. But there is a slight hope, especially with this pistol round win, that maybe we might see a comeback that could happen from their end.
Yeah, they have to reel it back in. They need to try.
Mm-hmm.
And the pistol was the right one. That was the part where they had to change things. Finally, once they won it, they have the bonus as well.
Yeah.
Being in the defense corner, I know the odds are against them, especially the way how the Covenant is getting the mid control while they were in the defensive half as well. They were doing it so good. And that just implies that even in attack side, they're going to do the same thing. But the question is, how well can the defense function this time? Economy needs to be good. They need to function all of that thing right. Always keep in check that the opponents are going to face the same wrap that they were facing all of these rounds. And it was 8 miles long. All of a sudden, it's 7. And I was hoping it was 10 miles, but unfortunately, it's not going to be that. Yeah. Flame 9, we're waiting for you. Come on, Flame.
I mean, it's like...
Get that torch of fire and charge forward.
Yeah, like you said 10 miles, right? Maybe I might be walking all the way like 900 miles, if you get the reference.
Yes, I do. That's a good one.
Yeah, but all in all, I do have to admit, especially on the side of defense, you need to have good economy and good weapons in a way that you'll be able to defend right. And even if you lose and end up in an eco round, you need to make sure that you secure an important thrifty round, because for defenders, like I said, they just need to wait for the attackers to make their mark. So having a out of nowhere weapons, or maybe just like you said, a glass cannon weapon like a Judge or a Bucky or maybe even a Sheriff that could help you secure headshots in around 5 meters to 10 meters range, that could definitely help in major situations. But all in all, I have to say the second half of this matchup could definitely change its pace as we get to wait for the tech pause to come to an end.
I'm already afraid. Last time when we saw the tech pause coming in, the result was not that great because the opponent team forfeit.
No, don't worry, that's not gonna happen.
I'm hoping that's not gonna happen.
No,
because they're already getting that. They already got the pistol round, and moving forward, if they want the bonus as well, then they have to play till the very end.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that all of these plays are gonna come through. So hence the hope. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Want to see the third map, Ascent.
Ascent is definitely the decider map that we both, as casters and also audience, are hopefully waiting for that moment. But right now, looking at the scorecard of the second half, thank you very much. And talking about the second half itself, you can clearly see the way how the performance we get to see from the side of the Covenant. I mean, especially on the first map itself, they were just having fun in all those two maps. And talking about their performance previously on the side of 10-7, it wasn't going well, right? So it looks like a really good boost that is currently coming in from the Covenant's side. But the same thing cannot be said for the side of Team Shadow Frags, as they're facing major difficulties. But yeah, unfortunately, folks, we might have to take a short little break. But don't worry, we'll be back as soon as possible. Until then, stay tuned.
Hello guys, this is Ekam Sai from Gossip.gg. With me I have Specs from The Covenant. How are you feeling right now?
Hello. I'm feeling great actually. To be in the invite slot, it feels amazing.
That's really great. We're glad to have you around. So we'll start the questions. What do you believe contributes to the strong chemistry and camaraderie within your team?
The strong chemistry builds up when we are like playing together. So when the teams actually teammates, so when they're like playing together, they've developed chemistry. It doesn't come dynamically. It comes naturally. Yeah. So if your playstyle matches with your fellow teammates, and if an IGL can piece the players together, that's how you can dynamically change and then adapt.
Okay, that's great. So contemporary to that first question, I'm gonna ask, how do you support the individual growth and development of your team members?
So as a captain, I have a responsibility of checking up on my teammates, learning their point of view, understanding what they want to do, and then making plans according to that.
Okay.
Our play styles are always dynamic. We are basically one of the team that works solely on. We develop plans according to the opponent's utilities, our utilities, and so on.
Okay, that's great. So the next question I'm going to ask is, what strategies or tactics do you employ to excel on specific maps, such as Haven or Ascent or any map that works in your favor?
Okay, so in that case, what we do is we figure out what our strong point is. So let's say if our Sentinel is more strong on a certain map, we'll play it more Sentinel focused. And let's say if we are playing a map like Haven, where two smokes can be a differentiator, we can work on that too.
Yeah.
So that's how we change up our lineups, and it also varies on the meta because Valorant keeps changing.
Yeah.
Now every now and then.
Yeah, that makes sense. The next question I'm gonna ask is, how did you get started playing Valorant, and what drew you to the competitive scene?
Before Valorant, I used to be a Counter-Strike player, but not a professional player, but I used to participate in like casual tournaments and stuff, and then I started to see that Riot Games came up with Valorant, and I just know how big the League of Legends scene is, so I knew that Valorant is going to be something big in the FPS genre.
Yeah.
So because of that, I started to get started from the beta. I started to grind. I got Diamond 1 as my first rank.
Okay.
That's the highest one you could get at that point.
Oh yeah.
So then I started to grind. I made teammates, understood the chemistries change, and now I'm here.
How have you prepared for this specific tournament, and what are your expectations?
Our expectations are always number one slot.
Okay.
We are always aiming for the number one position. For that, we are working hard. We are developing our team chemistry more stronger. We are developing smoother comms so that we can cooperate properly. Also, we are changing up our strategies based on map changes and agent changes. That's what is basically driving us confident to get to the next stage.
So guys, this was Specs from the Covenant. All the best to you for the matches, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.
welcome back. And yeah, talking about the second map itself, yes, we did take a little bit of a time, especially for one of the players called Flame to join in back in the game. And now, once we've finally made sure that most of the tech is completed, so we're not going to waste any time at all and proceed to the match itself. I believe it is none other than the Covenant who are facing the lead.
Yeah, they are already having that lead, and I believe this is again yours.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. So these are the kind of situations that even the teams are going through. The amount of rounds that they have to go ahead and get, that's a bit problematic. But here's the bad news for Shadow Frags. Due to the disconnection of Flame 09, it's going to be a 4v5. They're already facing a lot of round deficit. Upon that, this makes things even more tough.
Yeah.
7 miles. How will it go?
Yeah, it is really difficult though, I'm not gonna lie. But especially on the side of the Covenant. They're the ones who are facing the advantage. You can clearly see the executes that they're going in towards mid. No information just yet. I believe once the guiding light comes into play, the pushes will be made. And Aero and Pendra, both of them holding the sights really well. The grab net also catches off Specs. While Deadly, all the way from the backside, might be able to get to pick off the Omen as of now, but he's playing it as safe as possible. As Kami secures one more, taking out Specs. Headshot, no, almost. The second shot will be made, and now it's a 3v2.
3v2. Oh my god, so many weapons at their disposal. Pen drive, good for one. Yet another time, Annihilation in hand. And the last man, he's going to be reeled right back like a fisherman he is. The fish has successfully been caught. And look at that. It keeps on going, right? The reel effect, it keeps on going. But recent patches for Deadlock as well, guys, mind you all. Earlier on, whenever you used to go ahead and use the Annihilation, the character used to be stuck right in the dead air. It used to not reach towards the XYZ destination. But now, even if you catch someone, and if he did not reach to the destination, he's going to be dead.
Yeah.
So that's the good part. Silver line, silver line.
There's an end limit to that too, to ensure that if the reeling animation all the way from start to end does not work, there's always a second method where he would get immediately picked out if there isn't any distractions being made. But talking about Sabrail, risky buy with the Marshal, hoping that maybe he'll be able to get an opening pick or two from those weapons, get a weapon upgrade. Let's not forget, you still have Specs, who's playing really close to danger, where he will meet like 2 lines of sight currently being placed, a really good flash, and Kami, having no idea where Omen's positioning is, he'll get caught out.
He paranoids his own teammate as well. The Covenant, in the middle of all of that chaos, they have that man count advantage. They've just lost the controller. And on the other end, they're like 2 players already gone. It's a 2v4. Oh my goodness. Because Flame is not going to connect just yet. And Muffin Senpai knows all the odds. Deadly going for the reload, but all of a sudden Deadly cancels it and he gets the frag as well. Last man standing is still there towards the spawn, and Flame 09 has been taken right off. Man, I'm feeling bad for Shadow Frags, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
This entire fight, it feels like it's fair, but it's not.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really isn't. 11-4. An unfortunate 4v5 situation that is ending up being in favor for the Covenant. Not looking really good in this situation as they are slowly inching closer of securing a 2-0 in the lower brackets and basically eliminating SF in the process, Shadow Frags. You can clearly see that all the Covenant, they just don't have to worry about any situations at all. Trailblazers are able to give some vital information, but it's still not enough. You still have those walls that the players cannot move. The grab net will also be placed, but still the players somehow are forcing in. The aggressiveness definitely gets the help of Sabrail as he gets 2 more, but in the end it will still be TC. It's a 1v2 situation. All eyes on Aero as the healing will be given to the Rays. Push will be made. It's a double peek, and that double peek works like a charm. Plants will be made. So is the final kill, where the Sonic is just running.
He's got speed.
He's
running.
Speed.
He's showing speed now.
Yeah.
He wants to get that frag. 2 more frags, and he'll get those Seekers as well, which will make the 13th round even more easy to achieve. Muffin Senpai, well, yes, he has a showstopper, can go ahead and get that control as well earlier on towards the site. And look at the economy, man. It's in shambles. You cannot see any good weapon from the likes of the defenders, aka Shadow Frags. Sabril, he was looking really good for 1 or 2 frags, but later on, his death was yet another reason the double peaks come through. And Muffin Senpai, he has been on point whenever it comes to the aim. Oh, but wait a second, wait. Can we see the 5th man as well? Yes, Flame09, he's back. Look at him back in action. Gets the first kill, and all of a sudden, Specs, the controller, his poof, gone.
Yeah. And with Flame arriving almost late, maybe he could provide some support that he could deliver on the side of SF. With the Covenant losing a controller, which is very important to execute line of sights and blocking lines of sight from the defensives. And maybe there is a chance for SF after all. But let's not forget, if they make one single mistake, then it's game over for them.
Oh my god. The amount of rounds SF needs to go through, it's 8 again, 8 miles. It seems like an odd task already. Pen drive, quick on the trigger, and with that, he's going to take down Deadly as well, upgrading the weapon, but it doesn't matter. Sonic is here for the rescue, commits the Seekers, gets the information, and now the side execution, alongside Muffin seizing all the control of Heaven.
Still 2-3 though. The Covenant are at a man disadvantage as we get to witness the players on the side of SF slowly inching closer. Split push will be made, lines of sights prepped up, one playing towards Heaven. What could go wrong? Muffin, great headshot. Now it's equalized to 2-2. Guiding light, blocking lines of sight, but here's still Flame getting one, immediately gets the other. Now it's a 1v1. It's Kami. He gets it. He destroys it, and also a weapon upgrade to give some hopes and dreams for SF to secure another round in map number 2 split.
He wants to defuse in style. Look at him. Goes ahead, puts the smoke right in front of him, and then now he's going and shooting the grave of Muffin Senpai. He cannot be more dead than that.
You know, there's a thing called as double tap, right? You just need to make sure.
For how long? An entire mag?
Just, yeah, I mean, obviously at the end of the round, you'd have your ammos back. So yeah, all in all, you know, it's just fun and games and all. It's just a metaphor in the end. But talking about the serious fact, though, it is still match point from the side of the Covenant. And like I said, one single mistake can cost the entirety of the lower brackets matchup. And all TC needs is just one single round win to close things off on a 2-0. But looks like Shadow Frags, they're not going to give up just yet. And with Aero, who's still alive, somehow through the smokes, we get to witness Muffin Senpai secure a headshot, and that too taking out the duelist.
Good start altogether. And the moment Flame just came in, the amount of stories that they're already mounting, surmounting is looking good. Until now, the duel is gone. Out of the picture, out of sight, out of mind. The Covenant, they're taking things very slow. They want to tread cautiously and get those picks towards the side itself. They're sticking towards side A. There comes the execution. Smokes all across. And with that, through Flame, good for 2. Aero comes, joins as well. These are the two buddies who are here for destroying the opponents. TC, aka the Covenant. All of a sudden, the man count advantage is dwindling down. They're at the receiving end, being punched right across. Pen drive. He's still holding that crucial angle. Slow flags good for 1. He knows that the player is going to be around the corner, but this judge is not going to be meeting its fate just yet. He's going all across the corner. The grab net on point. He's going to get the player as well. Classic in hand, and the annihilation takes in yet another player, reading in him, and gets the 6 on board.
10 seconds.
It's on! It's so on!
Man, pen drive. What an answer. A Gravnet forcing for a crowd, swaps out the classic, and then Annihilation just arrive right at the crosshairs of the Sentinel. The Cypher down for the count, and an amazing defensive plays coming in from the side of Team Shadow Frags, denying match point once again. This time, the Covenant, they're facing problems on their weaponry. They don't have enough. They'll be forced on an eco round, where they will be bringing in some Stingers, Spectres, and Sheriffs. But the chances of securing this round has been reduced drastically.
Indeed. Viper Spit committed as well. It's going to take away a lot of control towards mid, and that's a really good decision, not gonna lie. Shadow frags. There's another player lurking within the shadows. It is Komi, but Komi has already met his fate. It's a big blunder. Aero, he still needs to linger around towards mid itself. Do not go in towards those crosshairs. They're shooting blind. They know it's just all a random shot. And in the midst of it, they did catch Komi. It can be Aero as well at the receiving end. Glad he has already chose that side towards the cubby corner. And he's just going to wait it till the very end. From the shadows, for a second, it felt that there's going to be a commitment coming forward. Now, the barrier mesh, it's an absolute stunning choice for side B, keeping the entire enemy line at bay to execute towards the side. But the sonic sensors is going to give a lot of information. The GravNet has been already successfully deployed, but unfortunately, there's no player who can be caught right off the bat. The players are going in for the default plant. Pendrive from the top takes in all of those uncanny shots, and he is nailing them to perfection. Sonic, good for one, but the plant will come down. There comes a backstab, and with that, the last man standing. What can he do? Deadly. He's there towards the Haven corner, and the defuse is going to be imminent. Deadly. What was that? Where was he?
Gosh, the Covenant, not quite sure what exactly is happening. You're just giving away rounds, one after the other. This is second map on map split. You guys have the match point. And even though it was an eco round, they did somehow manage to get not only an early kill, but also an execute on the side. This is a do or die moment for the side of the Covenant. And if they fail this round as well, then maybe we can clearly see from the side of Team Shadow Frags making a comeback amidst having a little bit of a major disadvantage that they had to start things off on a 4-5. And now with Flame back, you can clearly see the amount of tensions that is brewing around in the second map of Split.
Oh yeah, there comes the Trailblazer giving all the information. First off, the initial point of contact itself, the shot taken from the operator, showcases the Covenant that it's a big buy coming across from the other end. They're hoping to go ahead and execute towards side B itself. If they see another opportunity towards A, they're gonna all meet their own fate as this beloved player. For example, Raze, Muffin Senpai taken right off from the hands of Aero, still taking all those shots, 30 HP both the sides, random shots, but Cypher Cage, that was a good distraction. But eventually, they chose this entire spot thinking that it's going to be all free. Sabrel is heading towards side B all of a sudden. But no, that's not going to be the case. The cubby area not going to be that great. But Sonic, a good swing, but he never misses. That's what this entire story has all been about.
Neural Theft is also active for the side as we get to witness the controller securing an important frag. Now it's a 3v3 equalized. Paranoia won't be able to find one properly as of now, as it currently is in the site. As Sonic is just patiently waiting for the defenders to make their presence known. Pendrive comes in. It's not enough. It's still 1v2.
Oh!
They still survive, and Flame comes back yet again to take out the final player on the side of the Covenant. And once again, will we get to witness Team Shadow Frags making an immense comeback up against the side of the Covenant.
The flame is burning even more intense now. The redemption, the hitchhike, even though their backs are hurting, they want to go ahead for this comeback. The economy, yes, it is fading away. Look at that. Buckies, Phantoms, half shields, regen shields all across for the likes of the Covenant. And on the other end, they're all healthy. But for how long is the question? One mistake.
Just one.
One oopsies. And it's all going to go for the likes of the Covenant. All of that hard work. All of the comeback.
One miss is all it takes.
It's going to be vanished like a Houdini. Yeah.
Just one simple mistake and it's just game over. And it almost happened, but the way how we get to witness the side of Team Shadow Frags just coming back thanks to Flames' amazing recovery in post-plant, they will survive once again. And they had to take a timeout. The Covenant, they are taking timeout, and they need to make sure that if they miss this round, then it's going to be even much more difficult. They're going in with the most simplest weapon as possible. Spectres, Judge, so that hopefully in the next round they can have enough amount of money so that they'll be able to bring in some Phantoms and Randoms in the next round. But this round, they have to finish it, or else the morale of the side of Team Shadow Frags continues to grow ever so slightly in a way that it could end up for us to look at a decider map that could be open. But I never expected this to happen though. It's 1 point, match point for the Covenant.
But for you all out there who are watching the stream, we have an amazing giveaway, 2x 1000 VP. All you have to do is head towards Instagram of the Esports Club, comment on the story saying Valorant, exclamation mark Valorant, and then you can enroll yourself in this giveaway. So 23rd, we are going to decide who's going to be that winner, that lucky winner who will receive 2x 1000 VP points.
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah, that's 2 times.
Hey, where can I enroll? Oh yeah,
Basically,
I just told. Hashtag Valorant, guys, on the story.
Yeah.
Of any of the posts.
Any of the posts.
From the Esports Club. Okay?
Yeah. Make sure to participate in the giveaway to have a chance to win an amazing 2x 1000 Valorant points. Make sure not to miss that opportunity.
Plus, there's a lot of discount going in as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of discounts going in the shops as well in the game of Valorant.
Exactly, and you can buy some really good skins.
Who knows, maybe in the night market you can get yourself a Prime Vandal. Maybe I'm just too old to talk about Prime Vandal because there's a lot of other Vandals.
People are fans of Prime Vandal. Not gonna lie.
Vandal. What about the Arcane skins? The Arcane skins look good, but let's just, come back to the match as the timeout has come to an end. Match point for TC, so they'll be heavily relying on their abilities as most of their weapons are a little bit weaker. They have Stingers, hopefully, maybe a Stingers and a Spectres, so they'll rely heavily on those weapons.
Indeed. Yet again, the mid control. How good can it be? Bucky in hand, double satchel. Muffin Senpai, I know what's going on in your head. If it works out for the best, it's going to give a lot of information and the first strike as well. There comes the satchel, and I believe the Viper is in danger. Arrow taken right off. Even though he knew the death is coming right in front of him, he still chose to stand tall and face it. But unfortunately, he has met his fate.
The power of aerodynamics at the palm of his hand, and here comes another destruction of frenzy as Muffin delivers yet another fatal blow. But you still have the Jet with the AWP being able to take out Snowflake. The job's not done yet. It is still 12-8. Subrail, now it's your time to shine. You can clearly see the rest of the attackers are just running away towards the A site, realizing that the site is free real estate. They can head in for a post plant, wait for the defenders to make their move. Sonic, no, he just gets picked out from none other than Pendrive. The Blade Storm, a powerful ultimate that can one-shot enemies. All it needs is just a simple opportunity. It's a 3v3. Viper Spit is still active. They just need to hold on.
It's a Viper wall just waiting for the right opportunity. And yes, the Covenant, if they're planning to go ahead and seize this particular round, but here's the thing, the Viper is way too far, close range, and Subrail misses all of his knives. One by one, they're falling down. It's a 1v2 situation. Where Pendrive, he's stuck yet again, knowing that he had the annihilation, but the wrong spot has already been chosen. There comes the denial, and with that, the 13th. Oh my god! The Covenant! What a performance from there, and what a performance!
Yeah, my goodness. Although from the side of the Covenant, man, almost we did get to see a minute jump scare from the side of the from the side of Shadow Frags that they could have almost stole the round away. And all you had to do is just get yourself a timeout, wait for the race to make his play. The satchel charges with the judge. The second unfortunately the Arrow tried his level best to hold his ground from mid top. Unfortunately, that did not happen.
Yeah. It feels bad, man. Flame, at one point of time, he was disconnected. It was a 4v5 for 3 following rounds.
Yep.
From there on, it was just the lead that the entire team of the Covenant was surmounting again and again till the very end.
Yep.
And there was no recovery, but still the amount of, the kind of plays that I could see from the likes of Shadow Frags, it was beautiful. But where was all of that skill in the earlier rounds?
Yeah.
So that was like a wake-up call, thinking that, okay, they might just go ahead and make this one possible, but they tried, man. Kudos to them. They tried till the very end. So
Yeah, hats off to them. Although we didn't get to see a lot of timeouts that had been used from, especially in the first half from the side of Shadow Frags, but then immediately in the second half, they were this close. They were very close of securing that matchup, and especially with the performance from Pendrive, who just came back out of nowhere.
Right.
The annihilation, the usage of Judge, which clearly did help a lot. We'll be able to take a look at that once again in the crucial highlights of the Showdown series between these two matchups. Unfortunately, for the side of Team Shadow Frags, their performance were amazing, but they have no other choice but to bow out of this competition. Well played from the side of Team Shadow Frags. They've shown their performance in the lower brackets, but the only thing that they can do is wish the side of the Covenant best of luck in their future matches, and try to fight another day, hopefully in the next season.
Oh yeah. They seriously need to reconsider all of their choices, their decision making, and every single thing, man. Because they did really well towards the end. I was just hoping that it happens in the beginning itself. But yeah, those kind of hopes, if you linger around it way too much, things are always going to fall apart. Shadow Frags, overall a good approach from that end. But yeah, eventually they're going to fade away. They're going to bow out from this entire tournament. And congratulations, the Covenant. Yep. They for sure have proven that they are lethal. And they're going to make way for themselves towards the lower bracket. Or lower bracket round 2.
Yeah, the lower brackets round 2, where they'll be patiently waiting to see who's going to be that team who will go down from the upper brackets matchup, in which you have a lot of power play teams, right? Of very dangerous teams that are currently in the upper brackets. So lower brackets, it is going to be one hell of a matchup, and basically they're just fighting for survival, right? Both the Covenant and also the other team who just proceeded into the next phase.
Shots everywhere, shots fired, man. Loved it. Loved Pendrive's initiation, and yes, till the very end, this guy, wherever he needed, he had his annihilation. Except for the last round, he annihilated the wrong side of it, the elbow. Rather than that, if he had chosen the default area, he would have gotten a pick, and later on it would have been a 1v1 situation. But okay, it's all long gone. Good tries, GG's in chats is what I can say. But good approach from the Covenant, man. Till the very end, they kept their high horses. They made mistakes. They were like, it's all right. We already have all of this lead. They kept communicating with each other. That was the best part. And talking about the individuality, the frag potential of them, it is. Yeah. Scorecard. Spec, yes, he has gotten 24 kills. Being a controller, he was controlling the entire wave still from the beginning till the very end of a round.
Yeah. 24 kills to Specs, 22 kills for Pendrive. Subrail was also doing an exceptional job with the op plays as well. A total of 10 kills from his end, especially in the second half. But unfortunately, he couldn't be able to perform well in the first half, where the entire mid control was just an entire lockdown coming in from the side of the Covenant. They didn't even let them move a single inch towards the side, not from the side that connects towards B, nor on towards Heavens. That really did give a lot of difficult situations for them. So let's take a look at the MVP of this matchup as well, and see who is that one lucky player, or should I say a one skillful player, and that is none other than Specs, the controller, with a total of 6 first kills. Man, you should have seen his performance from mid. He was just rushing in with the help of guiding lights to splash. That was more than enough to just push in, get 3 kills. Sure, he was a little bit more overpowered, but still, all in all, he did make an amazing performance as the Omen.
Yeah, those dark covers, and he was just constantly teleporting through again and again, making his position not known to the enemies at all, and they could not fend from that at all till the end. Specs, yes, getting 24 kills, 6 first kills as an Omen, as a controller, the man who was just putting himself in the first line. But the MVP of the series for sure has to go for the same dude. He has been hitting those shots, man, and look at the damage he's been dealt with. 6,850, headshot percentage of 22.05, ADR of 159.3, 42 total kills, including the first game and the second.
Yep. And with that, we will witness Team the Covenant proceeding into the next phase of the lower bracket matchups. And just like that, we just completed two of the important lower brackets matchups. We are now down to 6 total teams. As also, we'll take a look at the level of leaderboards as well, see the stats of how well it changes. Do we get to see some minor, positioning changes coming all the way from 5th to 10th?
No.
Maybe not. You still have the same 3 players currently on the top of the leaderboard: Doxer, Kramil, and Ceylon. But you still have some changes maybe on the downward part. You still have Because of Batman on 7. No, maybe not.
Nah, this still as it is. You need to go ahead and play a lot of games. And especially the Covenant has come recently. It's a debut game as well.
Yeah.
Debut tournament for them to showcase how strong they are as a team. So they are trying the level best, but all of these players, all of these teams, they've already played far too long in this entire season of 1 to 7. Doxer 56 maps, Caramel 52 maps, Ceylon 51 maps, and the others are at 40s and then later on towards the 38s as well. So the mark slowly, steadily keeps on decreasing, but as long as you keep playing and performing for your team, right, you have that opportunity to be at the top 3 and get some right goodies.
Yep, right goodies, especially for level up leaderboards. And also for the viewers out there who are watching the stream, you could end up in securing a really great giveaways.
Exactly. For that, exclamation mark Valorant on any of the story on the Esports Club's Instagram handle. Go ahead, do that, and you might get that chance.
Yep, and also, let's not forget about the amazing products that we have from Crucial by Micron as well, especially with the latest DDR5 Pro 5600 CL46 RAM that delivers 1.75x the faster speed.
Yes, sir. And I have been busting my head around thinking that I need all of those RAM spaces, the memory to go ahead and open multiple tabs. I can do that. I can successfully get more FPS on my games as well. So it's all easy peasy. It's like a breeze. Link down there in the description alongside pinned in the chat section as well. So go ahead and check it out.
And also, let's not forget about another amazing products from Crucial, that is the Crucial X9 Pro Portable SSD with a blazing fast speed up to 1050 megabytes per second.
Yes, sir. And we've been debating so many times, right? Last time itself, I believe, Abagusta, it was you telling me that, bro, I lost all of my data.
Oh, yeah.
The photos, the videos that you went towards XYZ tournaments, and it just went away, man. Have a portable SSD. It's all going to be helping you out for all of these longer runs.
Yeah, and especially having an amazing SSD and also which is portable.
Yeah,
you'll be able to take it anywhere you want. You can take it any place you want. If you're in a different country or a different location, you can still have it in your pocket. That's the best part about the SSDs.
You don't need a visa for that.
Oh yeah, you don't need a visa for that as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, also we still need to talk about the amazing visuals that we do get to witness here, especially the Spawn. Powered by Brainstorm, designed by Fury, and beautifully executed by the Esports Club, where esports
is done right.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, that's pretty much it. The first game was a banger, 2-0 all across. And yes, our day has already come down to an end. So I believe this same time, around 12 itself, tomorrow, make sure you're going to be here and enjoy all of that Valorant action. But for now, we're going to take a tata bye-bye and see you on the next stream. Adios.
When are you gonna upgrade your system? Alright, let's do this.
Once there was a hunter who saw what others could not. With a magic case in her backpack, she roamed with wild abandon into the great unknown. Her gaze inescapable, her reflexes lightning fast. When armies swarmed, she went through. With eyes open wide, hands steady, holding, watching, capturing everything in sight.
The Crucial Pro DDR5 RAM kit comes with a sleek, modern look that will complement any build. But aesthetics aside, it's the performance that really matters. So let's dive into it. The default JEDEC timings are 46, 45, 45, but it does come with 2 XMP and Expo settings for those looking for a little more performance. With XMP 3.0 Profile 1, you can push the speed up to 5600 megatransfers per second. If you prefer a slightly lower speed but tighter timings, Profile 2 offers 5200 megatransfers per second at 42, 42, 42 timings. We've run some benchmarks and stress tests to give you an idea of how it performs. In general, dropping the speed and tightening the timings with the second XMP/Expo profile yielded better results for us on our test system. Paired with a Ryzen 7800X 3D, we saw anywhere from a 1 to 5% performance bump depending on workloads. All in all, the Crucial Pro DDR5 64GB RAM kit by Micron is a fantastic choice for first-time builders and enthusiasts alike.